He's wet. He's yellow. He's back.
It's summer on Nickelodeon.
Nicktoons Summer Beach House.
The Summer Picnic.
You want action? We've got action. Movies and concerts. Gas. Summer on Nickelodeon. It's hot in here.
Heathcliff, no one should terrify their neighborhood. But Heathcliff just won't be undone, playing pranks on everyone. There's a race to be on top, the competition doesn't stop. Mixing with the ladies fair, being charming Devon.
Her cold medicine made her drowsy, and she has work to do. If only she could go back and take Sudafed instead. Sudafed. Relief begins in 22 minutes without drowsiness.
You know, I was going around in circles, too. Knew I wanted to get my wife diamond jewelry for Christmas. But I don't know diamonds. I know toys. Then I went to Zales, the world's largest jeweler. Zales had everything from earrings and pendants to watches and rings. And he backed the quality with Zales' 90-day refund policy. Now that I know Zales, Christmas shopping is child's play.
Zales, the diamond store, is all you need to know for Christmas.
The world of Kool-Aid is about to change.
My new Kool-Aid Jammers.
They're going places Kool-Aid's never gone before. With real fruit juice and vitamin C. Jam into gear.
Jam it to clear. Listen to what everyone is saying or screaming about Scooby movies.
We loved it. Try and guess who the bad guy is. What a surprise.
Tune in to Scooby Movies today at noon.
Only on Cartoon Network.
October on Cartoon Network is looking...
Who will it be? Seatbelt attacks man, dive bomb egg delivery, or peephole boy? Hey, we'll find out in a moment. And we'll come back after these messages.
Tackled him with a face mask. The shooting linebacker, number 57 in your picture, you'll see him come up. Now he's on a blitz, and you can see the back trying to pick him. There's Robert Pratt. He realizes that he's beat. He just has to grab him and pull him on down. That's a tough block for Robert Pratt, number 61, to pick up somebody with that speed.
Number 61, offense, still second down.
Well, excellent pictures that time by our crew here at the Superdome, which is the site of the Super Bowl this year in January, the 26th, I believe, here on NBC. Penalties in the day. The Saints penalty-free so far. The Seahawks 5 for a total of 35 yards. Second down, 17 yards to go. 25-yard line of Seattle. Seahawks lead by 4 points. Clock ticks down inside the 7-minute mark in the third quarter. Flags down again. Gain on the play by Warner up to the 30-yard line. I saw some premature movement. Who caused it?
I believe that was caused by Dave Craig, but he will not be the guilty person. He came up there again with that voice inflection. Most teams, they go on a certain rhythm, and he came up, changed the rhythm that time, gave him a loud hut, and drew him offside.
Number 94, defense, illegal motion. Number 28, offense, penalties offset, still second down.
Well, Warner was prematurely in motion for Seattle. Wilkes jumped offside for New Orleans. They cancel each other out.
Now, you would think a guy from Penn State like me would know when the ball's supposed to be snapped. Kurt, you got to stay on sides.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the obligatory Penn State promo for the day.
We're number 1.
Second and 17 again for Seattle, operating from the 25-yard line. Warner gets across to the 27, perhaps got 2 on the play.
Tom, I get the feeling as I watch this game, you would...
Good, I don't really like
like Godzuki.
Godzuki's expensive.
Godzuki, yeah, exactly.
Thank Godzuki. Godzuki's not in the game.
Godzuki's the only monster with an agent, so
Exactly.
we had to avoid Godzuki.
And is Adam Fish wants to know, talking about the battle system, pretty close to the first game or the original game?
Well, we really retooled the entire battle system, so the battle system is much more intricate than it used to be, and actually there are more combo moves and a lot more specific moves per monster.
Right, now let me tell you, I think this is the host challenge that we did last year.
That was good.
Where
we're not going to talk about it.
Let me tell you, it's an emotion. You can get very invested into this game. We had a host challenge with the Godzilla that got a little heated, so to speak.
Who won?
Laura did, but it was between Laura and Scott, actually.
It's debatable, but hey, you
Laura actually threw in her controller before it was over.
Whatever, she cheated.
And see, the game's not allowed to do that.
She doesn't want to remember any of this.
God, all right, next week, G4TV.com is turning Japanese. We really think so. And in honor of the Tokyo Game Show, we'll be looking at this year's show and what it means for you and your gaming future. Plus, Tina, a brand new cutscene theater. So make sure to tune in next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. It's going to be good times.
It's going to be very, very good.
It's going to be fun, so check it out. But in about 2 minutes, we're going to give away some super cool stuff. But right now, EA is giving away 50 grand to the winner of its Madden tournament. That kind of makes our shirts and stuff seem
like they're about 50 cents.
Not so cool. But let's check in on the tour anyway.
Jay Sparks back again for yet another installment of the 2004 EA Sports Madden Challenge. We're in the 12th city on the tour of Philly, where the big story is the Madden Road Warriors that have traveled from all over the country to take place in this particular bracket. We'll catch up with them, find out a little bit about their lifestyles, their travels, and how they're getting down on the sticks. And I understand you've been to a couple of other cities just to compete in the Madden Challenge. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Nothing much to say. I was up in Boston last week. I was in New York yesterday, made it to the playoffs in New York, lost in the first round.
New York, a lot of people went deep. I haven't seen Philly yet, so gonna find out.
Can we expect to see you at any other Madden challenges throughout the remainder of this year?
This lamppost remains as a reminder of the devastating earthquake. Oh. Let me check the guidebook. This is the Kobe Port Earthquake Memorial Park. The damage from the earthquake is preserved as a legacy of the disaster, so future generations will never forget. I see. The tower right in front of me is Port Tower, the symbol of Kobe. It remained standing and was not demolished by the earthquake. A cruise ship. If a ship that large can dock here, then that indicates the port has truly been fully restored. What's this? Huge flags and they're all waving. Are they seeing someone off? The flag sizes are all different, but the design is the same. They're looking at the ship. I wonder if a friend of theirs is aboard. Excuse me, hello? What are the flags for? That's what I thought. These flags mean that? Maritime signal flags? Why?
Today's hottest gaming systems rated T.
You've got one night to save Mario from the supernatural. Luigi's Mansion. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated E for everyone.
Causing adventure to the sweet and cloying scenes. I saw Balto about 6 weeks ago, and I haven't thought about it since. which is most unlike me for a good children's
Well,
film.
I liked it, Gene. It's not in the category of the great animated films. Sure, the animation isn't at the Disney level.
It isn't.
But the story was interesting. The fact that they have to go and get this medicine, and he's got the evil dog who you didn't even mention, who was trying to set things up to blackmail him and make him look like the bad dog when really he's the hero. And then the local kids who are involved in the whole struggle, and then all of that stuff involving the ice and the snow and the caves that they get caught in. Kids will enjoy this movie.
I don't know that to be true. Okay. If it had been a straight line on the adventure of it, and it had been done in a different kind of drawing style, it could have been a rousing, a little bit more
wrong with the drawing style.
You even said it so just a few seconds ago. You said it's sketchy. It isn't at the level.
No. You said it was sketchy. I said it wasn't at the level of the Disney stuff.
Of course, it isn't fully drawn.
But it's perfectly adequate to tell the story in an entertaining way.
Boy, there's a real recommendation. Adequate.
No, Gene, just listen to me for a second.
I have.
This is a nice little children's adventure movie about a brave dog, and I liked it.
When you have kids of your own, you won't send them to see nice little ones. You'll want quality. When we come back, White Squall, starring Jeff Bridges, and the story of young sailors who learn some hard lessons of life.
The ship beneath you is not a toy, and sailing's not a game. Respect that, and we'll do fine.
Industrial area, Baku being the capital, is a phenomenon which has, as I said before, is really 100 years old, with the Russians coming in, establishing factories, and the phenomenon of Russian workers coming in with those factories. And that is not representative of the rest of Azerbaijan at all.
We haven't even talked about sports yet. Dr. Morton, you're the expert here on soccer. I've just identified you as such. What is soccer, is sports made into a big deal by the Soviet authorities?
Oh yes, I mean sports is very, very important, and actually it was also that Stalin issued a number of party decrees in the 1930s that the Soviet athletes should break bourgeois sport records, and then they were able to do that when they started to participate in the Olympic Games beginning in 1952. There are also great advantages to be a master of sport individual, because then you probably have privileges of traveling abroad, which is one of the very sought-after things in the USSR.
Well, even on a local level, of course, you have the privileges of the fact that these factory soccer players
get time off.
Probably work a good deal less than anyone else in the factory.
Well, yes, but those who are really sports stars are really professionals, although that is not admitted. And the youngsters who are about to become prominent travel widely throughout the USSR, and this gives them a great opportunity to see the country. And yes.
Are sports, soccer, a particularly favorite pastime in Azerbaijan, in this region, or no, not necessarily?
No,
it just
not
happened
particularly.
to be.
But what's significant about soccer in terms of the national republics is that it is one of the many things the regime uses to try to create a kind of common culture. It's another means of creating the so-called new Soviet man, which of course no one thinks, exactly. No one thinks that the new Soviet man will be an Azerbaijani or an Uzbek or a Lithuanian. Everyone knows perfectly well he's going to be a Russian. That the lingua franca is meant to be Russian, and so sports is just one of a whole series of very deliberate and carefully thought out policies.
You didn't, I guess I interrupted you before you really carried out the thought a moment ago, but is there a real sense of hostility between the Russians and the Azerbaijanis? I mean, at a very personal level.
Age dogs got a meaty teeth cleaning bone every day, but over time, bones lost the meat. Not meaty bone dog biscuits, they're baked with real beef for a better tasting bone. Meaty Bone brings meat back to the bone.
ちょんまげを頭を引っ張っており反則負けで特集団の勝ちとなりました。危険ですから物は投げないようにお願いいたします。危険です。物は投げないようにお願いいたします。東方横綱朝青龍。 ただいまの決まり手は寄り切り。寄り切って上総神の勝ち。
Dumps. The program parodies a psychiatric interview. The patient, here Weizenbaum,
Dudes, y'all haven't improved my game with the ladies. So I'm trading you in for a Nintendog. He barks when all the girls are around with their Nintendogs, and bam! Nintendogs are off the hook. I connect with other dog owners and train my own dog with my voice and touch.
Honey, the girls are here.
I know, Mom. Play on, play it.
Nintendogs, only for Nintendo DS. Rated E for everyone.
Es gehört in unsere Welt und zu dem, was uns gefällt. Coca-Cola ist da, ganz egal, wo du bist. Der Geschmack, der dich richtig erfrischt. Zeit für Coca-Cola, immer wenn du durstig bist. Zeit für Coke, wenn der Geschmack dir wichtig ist. Zeit für Coke, wenn du noch mehr Erfrischung willst. Zeit für Coke, Zeit für Coca-Cola.
As we come inside the 3-minute mark. Dornick has sprained his knee. He will not return. Tough break for Dornick, who just got back into action today.
But it's good to hear it's just a sprained knee.
Craig 8 of 11. Byron Franklin in at a wide receiver spot in place of Turner on 2nd and 6. Craig has time. Goes deep. Almost intercepted. Intended for Largent. Terry Hogue, the 2-year veteran out of Georgia, should have had it.
Oh, absolutely. Terry Hogue, number 24 for the Saints, played this ball. He's playing it. They're playing Steve Largent man-on-man coverage with the safety playing what they call zone. He's just reacting to the play. And you'll see the safety coming over into your picture. There's number 24. It just hit him in a bad place, the hands.
Should have been an interception for New Orleans. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Seahawks. Largent, already with 1 reception today, has caught a pass in 117 straight games. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is Channel 5, KING-TV, Seattle.
Tom Hammond, Dave Rowe at the Superdome. New Orleans leads 3-0, 2:29 to play first half. 3rd and 6, Seattle. Craig in trouble. Being chased. He's got the first down and slides safely shy of the 30-yard line. Good scramble by Dave Craig.
And it was awfully, I know Dave Craig could have heard the footsteps pounding behind him because he took off like they poured hot water on his back. You'll see the pocket just collapses around him. It looks like number 75, Bruce Clark, comes all the way around the backside and starts running after Dave Craig. Now he knows that he's going to be hit. Now watch right here. You're going to see the safe slide that we talked about before. The minute he touches down, that's where they mark the ball. That's why the ball's not up farther, because it's the minute he gives what they call the safe slide.
Frank Warren is the injured Saint player. He was the man chasing Craig. He had those big hoofbeats pounding down, and when he went to the turf, he evidently was injured. He's being attended to right now at the 40-yard line. So Frank...
New Big Bang Bacon Melt. It's not a theory. It's a sandwich. New from KFC. The Colonel's tender white meat filet, creamy Monterey Jack cheese, crispy bacon, fresh tomato, and peppery mayo sauce. The new Big Bang Bacon Melt for a limited time only from KFC.
Alex.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Again for coming in. Alex Ross, the founder of Sharky Extreme. And if you want to know how to become a power gamer, just check out the article Alex wrote for us at techtv.com/call for help. It's got a listing of the hardware you'll need and links to these informative sites and a few more. Up next, why pay a small fortune for Photoshop when you can download the GIMP, that's its name, for free? And Roger Chang has got it, the free file of the day, when Call for Help returns.
This is a farm near the small town of Lumberton, North Carolina. The crop from these seeds won't be ready to harvest for at least 20 years. It's not corn or wheat, soybean or cotton being planted here. It's trees. These are the seeds of the loblolly pine tree. The loblolly pine is now a major agricultural crop throughout the southeastern United States. Last year alone, more than 600 million tree seedlings were planted in the South. On this field, 2.5 million pines are off to a healthy start. If they all make it, these seedlings will be the newspapers and writing pads, facial tissues and cardboard boxes for the year 2000. The question this program wants to ask is, are trees really a renewable resource? A tree crop needs room to grow. So after the first season, these trees must be...
Chicken nuggets? A phony Santa giving away mystery meat nuggets? Not today. Now, taste the holiday cheer of all-white meat KFC popcorn chicken.
KFC popcorn chicken. Get an individual size for only $1.99 or a party size for only $6.99.
You know, that's better than fruit.
Dry at last. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry. For one awful moment there, I thought they were mine.
She insulted my wash.
Grouchy. Ah, this is more like it. Right. Love you, new Boulder Bold.
My wash is clean. Even the great jelly stains are gone. So how come hers look better?
Takes more than just cleaning power to get clothes bright. And new Boulder Bold has more. Why, just look at all those blue, green, white power granule things.
The blues are so blue. The yellows. The greens so bright. I think I hate her. Drat.
Should I? I should.
Like to try mine? Boulder Bold. New?
Very. Has this fabulous brightening power.
I hadn't noticed.
New Boulder Bold goes beyond cleaning and stain removal all the way to bright.
The Alley Network. This is a really nice place, isn't it? And you've made new friends. Definitely a blessing. Take care. New encounters in a back alley. Decidedly a favorable sign. I've come to the southern edge of Ginza. There are so many nightclubs and bars here, making it the busiest part of Ginza after dark. look, some people in kimono. They appear to be deep in discussion. Hello there. You're all dressed so elegantly. Would you mind if I asked you some questions? Your kimonos are so pretty. Are you shopping? May I ask why you're wearing kimonos? You're geisha? Ah, this store sells Japanese-style clothing and accessories. I think I'd like to go in and take a look. Hairpins and folding fans. These are all tools of the trade for geisha.
With Mario. Hey, nice try. Dance off? You can get the moves to school the Goombas with Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Bring it. Ready, everyone.
Yeah. Look at those scores of a match that was delayed 15 minutes because of a power outage. 45-year-old Ernie Schlegel with 10 strikes, eliminating Ron Williams, who had 9 strikes, 259 to 253. And needless to say, with the delay, we won't be able, with our 90-minute time period, to bring you to its conclusion the final match for the championship. But Wide World of Sports follows. A wonderful show, a great show. World Figure Skating Challenge of Champions, Mike Holland ski jumping Athlete of the Year presentation. We will be updating you through Wide World of Sports to tell you how the match is going and, of course, the eventual winner. But right now, David D'Entremont, a non-winner, the tournament leader, finishing his warm-up shots, will go against Ernie Schlegel, Bo, who's won 3 games.
Well, I think Schlegel has the upper hand. He's bowling sensational, Chris. Dave D'Entremont has never been in the championship round before. and he's still out there throwing some practice shots. So the upper hand goes to Schlegel, Chris, and as you said, we'll keep everybody updated. But D'Entermont has his hands full trying to win this match.
So that match at
They're teenagers. They're ninjas. They're green.
We're dealing with a real mind here.
Ha! Now they're taking Burger King by storm. You can get one of your favorite heroes in a half shell every time you buy a Kids Club meal. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle badges. For a limited time. Only at Burger King.
Cowabunga, dude.
You waited for a gene that fits, and now you've got a gene called Chick. In colors and in checks or stripes, 27 sizes, each proportion right is Chick, Chick, Chick. The world's best fit, Chick, Chick. The world's best fit, short and tall, big and small, one and all for Chick. The world's best fit.
Get a free workout suit with any Chick purchase.
We'll be back with another contestant after you watch this. Contestant, who is it, Johnny?
Bob, it's William Specht. Come on down, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
We have contestants row loaded with gentlemen now. Let's see if Melancy can hold her own with these guys. Here's the next item up for bids and The Price is Right.
It's a sewing machine. The Coil 1290, a free arm, a flatbed, and a portable sewing machine all in one that sews cuffs, sleeves, and all those hard-to-get-at patterns beautifully with foot control and carrying case from Coil.
William, what do you bid on that?
$375.
$375. Barton?
$377.
$377. Melancy, you should know more about sewing machines than
I
these
hope
fellas.
so. $399.
$399. Donald? $400. Okay. $400 it is. The actual retail price is $480. Donald takes a television set down to his job every day and watches The Price is Right, and he was going to be embarrassed to go back to work if he didn't get on stage. So now you can take the set down to the work after all, right? You bet.
Right.
Now we're going to play the high-low game with these products. Listen as Johnny describes them to you.
Capri's new bath oil buds. Fragrant oils captured in tiny buds that blossom to smooth and soften your skin. Baraxo powdered hand soap takes on the dirtiest hands. They'll come out Saturday night clean with Baraxo powdered hand soap. Chef's Delight 2-pound all-purpose cheese product makes cooking with cheese fun again. Great in a toasted cheese sandwich or casserole. Sophie May peanut brittle, a good old-fashioned favorite. You can still buy it for just peanuts. For your dog, a package of liver snaps. They're made with real liver, and dogs just love them. Liver snaps. And freshen every room with Parsons ammonia. Costs little, cleans a lot. Parsons, America's #1 selling ammonia. Lemon, pine, clear, and sudsy. Bob?
All right. Now, Donald, all you have to do is pick out...
I see you had to change round then. I like your curtains. He's new, isn't he?
Fairly new. We opened a bank account the other day and they gave us one free. It's what they call a bank manager.
Good afternoon.
Oh, yes. Goes well with the wallpaper.
Mind you, he's more what I'd call useful than ornamental.
How's that?
Well, anytime you want any advice about money matters, getting a mortgage, anything like that, he gives it to you.
Oh, I'd like one of those.
Well, all you have to do is open a bank account.
I'll ask our dad about that when I get home. There's only one thing, though.
What's that?
No, it doesn't matter. I was going to change the wallpaper anyway.
You get more than a checkbook when you open a bank account.
These fibers are made from chalk. They are found in the tooth of a sea urchin. There is a crystalline form of chalk which makes up the fibers, and an amorphous form in the matrix between. Built this way, the teeth are hard and resist abrasion. The sea urchin's virtuosity doesn't end here. It has a skeleton underneath its spines, and again, it's made from chalk.
Don't see in the music has cocktails, here's the
Now, Taco Bell brings you all your supreme favorites for free.
Sour cream. I want to top your tacos, can't you?
And who could forget my tomato? Elsewhere, you'd pay hundreds of dollars for sour cream and tomatoes. But at Taco Bell, they're free when you buy an original 59-cent taco. Taco Man. Taco Bell cashiers are standing by, so order today.
Excuse me, do you know who you're talking to? Can you follow my finger, please?
Take me home!
Can I get back up down here, please?
A little skating, a little passing, a little shooting.
Grab your skates and a big stick. It's time to hit the rink. We've rounded up the latest of this season's hockey offerings for the console. First out of the box is EA's NHL 2002 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Featuring top-of-the-line graphics and sound, NHL 2002 also allows you to customize the gameplay to be more arcade or sim-like, depending on your taste. NHL 2002 also contains something you might not expect to find in a sports title.
Wow, Don, that was really incredible.
Well, then don't eat it.
I said incredible.
NHL 2002 entertains with surprisingly funny and naturalistic play-by-play commentary.
Saved by Kiprusoff.
NHL 2002 easily earns the Stanley Cup of Hockey Gaming, scoring a 5 out of 5.
And that's what makes it even more impressive.
At the other end of the spectrum is Midway's NHL Hits 2002 for all three systems. Hits relies less on the power of wit and more on the power of Grayskull. If you're looking for realism, Hits is not your game. The emphasis is on fast-moving, hard-hitting, over-the-top gameplay. Unfortunately, none of this comes together as well as it should. The visuals are played by glitches and slowdown. Control is mushy and imprecise, and the lack of penalties or, well, rules robs it of any real strategy beyond flattening your opponent.
Oh, this guy just got taken to obedience school.
What should be a visceral experience ends up feeling bland and repetitive, earning NHL Hits 2002 a meager 2 out of 5.
I felt that. I really did.
If you've been waiting for some Dreamcast hockey action, it won't be long now. NHL 2K2 is Sega's first entry into the hockey rink for 2 years and promises a greatly improved AI, plus a slew of new options and play modes. Look for NHL 2K2.
Climate, and the scientific implications of that are embarrassing. It's led some to question the whole idea.
It's very easy for the geologists to look at pictures and wave their arms and say there must have been rain to account for these small stream-like features as opposed to the big floods. But there is a problem with doing that. You have to have some physics behind it. And the physics of producing rain on Mars is very difficult. Perhaps the physics isn't so difficult as twisting the physics so that you produce rain.
Some said the key to Mars' climatic history was in the poles. Mariner 9 had reported they were made not of frozen water, but frozen gas, carbon dioxide. So the theory went, if the temperature on Mars was raised, say by a small change in its orbit, the poles would thaw, turn into a gas, and provide a dense Earth-like.
last week or so, I have been wearing a tennis shoe. This is the first day I've tried to wear my regular shoe on my right foot. And we're not sure it's going to work because it hurts a little bit. So I'm going to have my tennis shoe standing by. And it has been suggested, incidentally, that when I definitely can give this up, we're going to have it bronzed and give it away as a prize on The Price is Right. Now, that's only one of the suggestions. There's several suggestions of what I can do with my tennis shoe. All right, here is the first item up for bids, and The Price is Right.
A handsome wall unit. Merlot's Oak Modular Shelving System uses kitchen cabinetry with roll-top desks for a functional work-study area. Merlot Industries, America's cabinet maker. Bob?
We will present that to the one of you four who bids nearest to the actual retail price without going over. Dion, is that how you pronounce it?
Dion.
Dion, what do you wish to bid?
1,000.
She bids $1,000. Carl?
$685.
$685. Barbara?
$750.
$750. And Judith says...
What's the highest bid?
The highest bid is $1,000.
I'll say $1,100.
$1,100. The actual retail price, $1,675. $1,100 is She wins. She plays pricing game number 1. And she plays it right up here. Hello, Judith. Judith, we hope, Judith, that we have the privilege of giving you this.
A beautiful bedroom. Forest Hill by Bassett Contemporary Furniture features triple dresser with twin frame mirrors, 5-drawer chest, panel headboard and nightstands.
In just 2 weeks, then try Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, the baking soda formula clinically proven to whiten teeth in 2 weeks. Arm & Hammer Extra Whitening, whiter teeth in just 2 weeks.
Don't worry, he'll be back. Warm, ooey gooey Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Start your weekend on a roll.
What is it about pink that makes you feel so good? Introducing Venus from Gillette in a scandalous new color, Passion Pink. Each refill has 3 blades and soft cushions that give you the closest shave. So close, your skin stays smoother, longer. Which makes it easy for every goddess to reveal her beauty. New Passion Pink Venus. Reveal the goddess in you.
Number 1, the leader, definite A-type.
Would you guys quit fooling around?
This is number 2, specialty aeronautics. And number 3, let's call her Breezy. He's number 4, tough guy.
Come get a licking.
And number 5, plays it cool.
Who's the worst naked?
Together.
For sure, yeah, and it's set to music. Oh, I can't believe I went this far out on a limb. You know? I'm sorry. Just to get this music montage cleverly titled by us, Splish Splash. Let's watch.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. Yeah. A rubber double, just relaxing in the tub. Thinking everything was alright. When I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor. I put the towel around me and I opened the door. And then splish splash, back in the bath. Well, I was out of know there was a party going on. There was a splishing and a splash. Moving and a groove and a rocking and a roll.
I miss that divining rod. Every historic event begins with one dramatic and unique moment. The American Revolution began with the Boston Tea Party, and America's funniest home videos began when Helen Wolf got stuck in the dishwasher. She was our first winner on our first 1 hour special. So let's relive our humble beginnings and her much publicized embarrassment right now.
Could you explain the situation here? Helen, could you please give us an update on what the problem is?
My hair is caught on this hook in the back of the dishwasher.
All right, baby! The latest, greatest, #1 mind-blowing hit! Honey Nut Cheerios. Yum on the ear here. Well, it's a sweet taste of honey with the crunch is kind of nutty.
Did I hear honey and nuts? Part of this complete breakfast, Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's a honey of an O. No. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Good friends with us tonight on the panel, and it gives us a chance not only to test Bennett and Dorothy, but let's see what Sam and Betty Furness can do with some very interesting occupations and some very nice guests. We'll have a famous guest challenger a bit later on, but now I think it's time for our panel of experts to meet the first challenger whose job has to be spotted. So would you sign in, please, ma'am? Pearl Snell, is that right? Miss Snell?
Miss Snell.
Miss Snell, and where are you from, Miss Snell?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's where you live now, huh?
That's right.
Well, that's a nice country to be at this time of the year, but glad you came up to do the holiday season in New York. 4 people sitting over there, they look kind of rough, you know, but take heart. Basically, they're pretty good Joes, and they would like to get a better look at you. So will you take a hike down there for me?
What's made the weather so cold down there this year, Miss Snell?
Hello, Miss Snell.
No, you must have sent up north.
All right, Miss Snell, over here now, if you will, and sit down next to me. And as you may know, the panel having had a chance to meet you briefly, to see your handwriting and hear your voice, we give them one free guess as to what your line may be. We begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
I think she's an underwater swimmer.
An underwater swimmer, Mr. Levinson.
I think she's the vice president of a piggy bank.
Miss Burdett.
I think she's a nurse in a shirt hospital.
Mr. Sir.
I think she runs a motel down in Fort Lauderdale.
No, I'm afraid nobody has it. We'll let our viewers have a further look at Miss Pearl Snell. At the same time, we'll tell them what her line is. Miss Snell, you know how we score this operation? Every time you can give them a big fat no, I'll flip a card. 10 flips and you're in. All set?
All set.
Okay, Miss Snell is salaried. With that, we will begin the general questioning with Bennett, sir.
Miss Snell, do you do your work in Florida?
Yes.
Around?
You ever wonder what life is like on other planets? Like maybe there's this world where everybody can slam dunk? And everyone gets a Ford Ranger just for being born. Or there's a planet where nothing costs more than $1 and your biggest decision is what color probe to drive. Maybe there's a world where everybody's job is just to go to the beach and you get a Mustang convertible as a company car. Ford. Cool cars for a cool planet.
Five seconds, Arlene.
Not bad. No, that can't be.
I'll say. All right.
I can't.
1 point, Sue.
Medicine.
Medicine. 5 seconds, Larry. Here goes your time.
Organ.
No, I must tell you the word. The word is anatomy.
As a medical student, I feel
Yeah.
really bad I couldn't get that across.
Yeah.
Anatomy. Well, we were very bad, Larry.
Well, don't
We should
worry
have
about
gotten
it. We'll
Why
keep
didn't anybody say murder?
Anatomy of a
I was gonna
murder.
say
All
that.
right.
I almost said it.
Well, we ran out of points. We'll return in just a moment. Right now, here's a message from the... All right. Here you go, Randy. You'll give the clue first. Sue, as they look at the word, we'd like you to look at it.
The password is SIP.
10 points, Randy.
Straw.
Straw.
Right.
Suck.
Suck. No. 9 points, Sue.
Suck.
Sip?
Yes. Sip through a straw. All right. The men. Larry and Sue have 14. They can't win on this, but they can go pretty close as they look at the new word.
The password is henpecked.
10 picks. 10 points, Arlene. Sorry about that.
Nagged.
Bothered.
Bothered. Well, I'm sorry. All right, 9 points, Larry.
Husband.
Henpecked?
Yes,
that's
You got it from Nurse and Meg? I looked at it and said 10 pecks. I'm sorry. Okay.
I wasn't listening, I guess.
All right. I'm glad you weren't listening.
I thought you said 10 pigs.
10 pigs, you thought I said. Well, that's... What can I tell you? 23-0.
The password is wizard.
10 points, Randy.
Oz?
Wizard.
Yes.
That's the exact same
Ozard, whiz.
Latte after bath splash is for people who want to take charge of their life. It makes your body and your mind so fresh, so new. You get the feeling there's nothing you can't do. Gina Tech.
Is she the Gina Tay type? Don't give her perfume. Give her Gina Tay. All of it. What a splash.
Tupperware has revolutionized food preparation.
Tupperware? Now you're cooking.
No other cookware can offer everything Ultra 21 ovenware does.
Tupperware? Now you're cooking.
A unique material lets you bake.
Prescription is stronger than maximum strength Stridex. It's that simple.
Nothing stronger.
Stridex is the one thing you need to clean, treat, and help prevent acne. New, bigger Stridex pads. Simple pimple control.
Simple.
Only to mommy.
You're watching Cartoon Network.
Look, he looks almost like an amateur bowler. Pushes that ball out very simply. Simple game. As his roommate Hugh Miller says, he's Earl Anthony with ball speed. Keeps it in play, deadly accurate, tremendous under pressure. So Watch this young man. He was one of my picks at the beginning of the year. Had a little problems getting started, but he's right there this week.
Leaving a 10-pin. Sort of a light-sounding hit, wasn't it?
Has a soft roll. He keeps the ball in play, depends on accuracy, much like Walter Ray Williams Jr., who has always done well in this tournament. Scott drifts a little bit high on the left-hand lane. It hooks 3 boards more than the right-hand lane. The players have all atoned to that before we start the championship round. Now, Devers for the 10-pin.
When he won his second tournament, the Kodak Invitational, he defeated Mark Roth, so he knows about defeating top-notch competition. And here he is against current PBA national champion Brian Voss.
Bachelor Brian Voss spreads those fingers on that grip. Good concentration, 4-step delivery. Like to get right back in the pocket.
It's one of the great sounds in all of sports, but a perfect pocket hit clears out those 10 bowling pins. Ooh.
A guy with Brian Voss's not only ability, but demeanor off and on the lanes, bowls well everywhere. I took him on an 18-city tour with me 2 years.
Tiny performers are instantly transformed into miniature kabuki dancers. This is Justin Schultz and Corinne Capazzoli. She just loves Justin, and he just loves cake. Hey, Justin, leave her cake alone! He loves to get his hands on cake, or his face on cake, or anything else he can get on cake. Oh, that can't feel good. But that doesn't stop him. Where was I? Are you gonna finish that?
Sugar. How sweet it is.
Well, I'm still hungry. Mind if I join you? Hey, I can scream as loud as you can. Oh, I think I hurt myself. Will you stop screaming? Hey, babe, chill out. You're making a scene. Can somebody give me some napkins? I gotta clean up before I go back to the ship. Christopher can't wait to get into that cake. Literally. Heads up. Oh, is that you, Mom? I don't want to eat it. I want to wear it. Maybe I can join the touring company of Phantom of the Opera. Honey, it's your very first birthday, so your mommy baked you her very first cake. I don't think I'm a very good cook, though, because I ran out of sprinkles, so I used fresh ground pepper. What do you do when someone gives you those charming trick candles that won't go out? First, you hyperventilate. Then you give them your best shot.
Televize Nova uvádí epizodu z
for years. Three lights in the sky above Los Angeles, and 164 passengers' lives are being delivered.
Megadra, c'est plus vite. C'est toi. Voici Global Gladiators. Leur mission, s'attaquer aux vilains, aux immondes et aux redoutables. Mais arriveront-ils à faire le ménage?
C'est pas ces deux petits microbes qui vont faire peur.
Ces gars, c'est plus fort que toi.
She's my only one.
Wednesday on A Woman's Place. You're young, vivacious, passionate, sensual, active, adventurous, fun-loving, and carefree. He's old, fat, and kind of smells weird. We'll show you how to get the bastard drunk enough to tear up that prenuptial agreement.
All that and fluffy baby quilts made from maxi pads.
That's Wednesday on A Woman's Place.
ゲームボーイの世界とスーパーファミコンの世界が今結ばれるスーパーゲームボーイ。全てのゲームボーイソフトがスーパーファミコンでプレイできる。テレビの大画面で好きな色がいろいろつけられる。ゲームボーイソフトとスーパーファミコンの夢の架け橋、スーパーゲームボーイ。
新しいドンキーコングとテトリスフラッシュも同時に新発売。
Welcome back to Cheat, the show where you're losing only until your opponent looks away. We're taking you through Halo 2, and next you'll find out how to turn more coats than Benedict Arnold by playing as either the Human or the Covenant. You know, I've been dying to see what goes on in those steamy Covenant shower rooms after a firefight. So send me your pictures from your camera phone, okay?
Sick of saving your fellow man from destruction? Switch sides and play as a Covenant elite in Halo 2. In the Oracle mission, you are the Arbiter.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
A disgraced elite who is blamed for Halo's destruction. The Prophets dispatch you to a mining facility to kill the heretic leader. In the first laboratory, you'll meet the heretic leader, but only in a holographic form.
I wondered who the Prophets would send to silence me.
And soon after, you'll be reintroduced to the pesky Floods. Clear out the Floods in the lab and move on to the elevator. In this section, your goal is to basically stay alive until the elevator reaches the bottom floor. Here, the Sentinels will be trying to kill the Floods and all foreign organisms. That means you. Take them down when you have a chance, and use their Sentinel beams on the Floods as well. The best weapon to fight off the Floods is the Energy Sword. Use it against the combat forms, and it will leave nothing for the infection forms to bring back to life. Once you reach the bottom, continue until you reach the second laboratory. There will be a small group of heretics fighting the Floods, so just let them kill each other. Once it's quiet, jump down and clean up the place. The doors to get out of the lab won't open up until all the Floods are eliminated. It doesn't get any easier as a small group of heretics will storm the lab, but a couple of well-placed plasma grenades should clear your way. Make your way across the bridge and eventually into a large hall. Here you'll find the heretic leader, but that coward is hiding behind an energy screen.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed. We shall force him out. How? The cable. I'm going to cut it.
Work your way up to the elevator and engage in...
We're assuming that anybody in the normal functioning of their duties would be mixed up with people, but you mean specifically does what he do...
I'll ask another question.
I thought if I talked long enough, you might run for cover on that one. Go ahead.
Do you have anything to do with animals?
Yes.
Are they live animals?
Yes.
I suppose it would be too simple if they were in a park, wouldn't it?
In a what, Mr. Gavin?
Well, like a park, in an open space. Are these animals in an open space?
Sometimes.
Are they really? Are these four-legged animals?
You're the expert in this.
They have 4 legs, or don't they? I don't think they do. We'll say no to that. 3 down and 7 to go.
Animals without 4 legs. They're animals with legs.
Yes, they have legs.
They have legs.
Yes, and don't forget we're using very large generalizations in the description of these.
Are these animals that you could ride on?
4 down and 6 to go. Miss Francis.
Are your animals about the size of bugs?
Yes, they are.
Are you an exterminator type of fellow?
No.
No, he's not an exterminator type of fellow as we know an exterminator type of fellow, so we'll say no to that, and 5 down and 5 to go. Mr. Block.
Well, are those bugs ever on people?
Yes, they are.
They are on people? Oh, the nasty bug. Do you take them away off the people?
Maybe it's a virus bug.
I think it's only fair to tell you that Miss Francis, you know, is very warm, but he
Thank you, John. Isn't that the first time he's ever told me?
This late hot spell we're having.
But could we have a conference as long as
yes, but I just want to tell you he serves in an intermediary capacity between the extremes of
What he may do is demorph things.
Well, or isn't there, remember the government, in a way, he's connected with the government. Now, aren't there people that take care of the Jersey,
How about
the
control
Jersey
of,
swamps
like,
and
corn borers or
agricultural or something like that?
Type. Chocolate? Yes. New Whisper Gold. And guess what's new about it? Milk chocolate. It's always had the Cadbury's milk chocolate, now it's got something else. The distinctive velvety texture. Yes, that is the Cadbury's Whisper chocolate, but now it's got something new. Chocolate? No! Now, it's got a layer of deliciously rich caramel. So it tastes completely different. That's the caramel, boy. It's the milk chocolate. No, it's the caramel! New Whisper Gold, from the people who brought you Cadbury's Whisper.
A new Adams, you say? Why do they call you Mumbles?
Great story, huh, Dad?
Well, I'm glad you could make it, Mumbles.
Yes!
But as you can see, things are pretty dull around here.
Gomez, quick! Uncle Guzzle's drinking off the floor again.
What do you need from me?
Your drink! Hey, over here!
We'll give you Le Grand Tour, Cousin Mumbles.
Yeah, let's go! Aha! And just where do you think you're going?
Relax. It's just Granny's psychic checkpoint.
Is something wrong, Granny? No, but I think I'm standing in one of Uncle Guzzle's drinks. Hi, Cousin Ed. Do you know Cousin Mumbles?
He understands you.
You know what's really scary? I think I understand him too.
Oh, Mumbles, it's your turn to be kissed by Aunt Goomba. Our aunt. Pucker up.
You simply must introduce me to your friend.
Me too, me too.
Of course, Mumbles Adams. You must be my Uncle Flossie's son.
I could tell by your teeth.
I don't think so! He's obviously from the Cleaver Adams side of the family. The sweaty palms, the furtive look. You like knives, don't you? Don't you?
Beautiful. All right. Carolyn has won one game. Let's see what happens here, Dale. I'm going to give the words. Now, let's see. I give the words to Dale and Carolyn this time. My lights are... There we go. As they look at it, we'd like you to see it.
The password is ability.
10 points. 10 points, Dale. Yes. May I have the Dale's light, please?
Aptitude.
Aptitude.
Can I ask for that again?
Aptitude.
Aptitude. Ability.
Yeah, but very good response. You see what I mean by a tournament of champions? That's what we've got. All right. Now, the password goes this time to June and to Ross. And as they look at it, 9 to 10, we'd like you to see it.
The password is hamper.
Start with you, June. 10 points, give you 19. Get you up in that scoring position.
Um,
5 seconds.
laundry detergent.
Laundry detergent. No, that's logical, but it's wrong. 19 points available, Ross.
Impede.
Impede. Impede, Dale, 5 seconds.
Dirty.
Impede dirty. No.
Container.
8 points, give you 17. Container is your clue.
Hamper.
Yes. To impede is to hamper. He changed the meaning on you. He changed the meaning of the word.
Figured with a laundry clue.
Same word. Well,
might come up with the right.
it's a little soon, I think, with a 9-pointer sometimes. But of course, with you people, I'm not going to give you an advice. You know how to play it. Dale, 10 points, 17 points. Carolyn, you can win on that. As they look at it, we'd like you to see it.
The password is prompt.
10 points, Dale. Give you 20.
Unabsent. Present.
Unabsent. 9 points. Carolyn will give you the game.
Timely. Immediate.
Immediate. No. Nobody can win on this. 8 points, Dale.
My first day of teaching, and I'm out of antiperspirant. So I used my husband's Suave. Was I in the hot seat? But that Suave kept me cool and dry. And when I found out it's less expensive, I switched. I guess you're never too old to learn a new way to save money.
To explain it, Perry Mason in a case of the lady in the lake. Next.
Did you want to be a doctor when you were little?
Well,
You would have been the best doctor, Grandpa.
oh, you think so?
It's too late for some dreams, but not for others.
Spoons of white wine vinegar, good quality stuff. Don't buy cheap wine vinegars. It isn't worth it. You don't use much, you know what I mean? It goes a long way. So buy good stuff, and then you can be happy in your kitchen. And we want some green onions. We're going to cut up, 2 nice fat onions here. Oh, I'll use my Chinese cleaver. I want to show you how this is used. A Chinese cleaver is a wonderful device, good and sharp, and when you use it, remember, the rule is the same, keep your fingers bent under, but because it has a short pivoting point, you see, your pivot is up here at the top, and it's much shorter than a regular knife, so you can really go to town. Look at it go. It's just a riot. I love my Chinese cleavers. I have, as long as you're going to ask, I have 17 knives in my kitchen that I use regularly. I line them all up along the wall and can use them whenever I'm in the mood for a special knife. And it's good to have the right tools for the right job. And if you have good tools, you can work in a hurry. No, I don't use my food processor much. I much prefer to use a knife because it's easier to clean up. Cleaning a food processor or cleaning a food blender, I've never been able to get the bottom off of mine, ever. Crazy way to live. Okay, we have some green onions in here. Now we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You can use Grey Poupon. This happens to be a bottle from France. I don't know how this got in my kitchen. This is good stuff. Well, I'm teasing. I went out and bought this. And we want some garlic. We're going to crush the garlic into the marinade. Oh, a couple cloves of good garlic. I peeled this before you came, but you remember how to peel garlic, don't you? Let me show you right now, because if you've forgotten, it's terribly important that you get back to using good garlic. It's very, very simple. Let me get this marinade finished here, and I'll show you how to peel a clove of garlic in a hurry. It's just so simple. People who tell me they don't have time to peel garlic are just kidding themselves. They don't have time to enjoy their food either, I bet. Or they eat in a hurry and run off, you know. Who needs it? Who needs it? All right, well, marinate the meat in our blend of salad oil or olive oil.
Non-profit-making organization?
Non-profit, yes.
Is it any branch at all of the government?
Yes.
But it has nothing whatsoever to do with the police force or law and order, as asked by Mr. Cerf.
I'm awfully sorry, Arlene. We've run out of time, so I'll have to flip all the cards. Who do you think it is?
I think he has something to do with animals, but I don't know what it is.
Income tax?
Income tax is right. Mr. Galfold is an income tax agent, worked for the Internal Revenue Bureau for the Treasury Department for many years. Thanks very much. It was nice to have you with us, sir. Hope you have a good weekend.
You'd never expect to catch a fish in downtown Austin. Yet that's the reason people come to the Austin Angler, one of the few places in Texas you can get a custom-made split bamboo fly rod and a fresh-tied woolly one to go on the end. So if you go there, remember, keep your rod tip up and put your Visa card down. Because at the Angler, they don't take fishing lightly, and they don't take American.
Air Jordan. Make that error, Jordan. Now, there's a player on the far right who's going to keep the ball from going out of bounds the old-fashioned way. He sinks it. When things look that cool, you got to see him again, don't you?
the white fur coat works out with the Lakers.
Ah, a breakaway. Polly wants a basket. Polly wants a basket. Ah, 2 points. Woof. All right, another basket. One more basket and I get the master bedroom tonight. Woof.
Several years ago, variety entertainment was very popular on television. You'd see dancers, jugglers, a cast of thousands. Well, we've reduced that budget considerably, haven't we? But as long as we present these next clips, variety TV will never die.
This is talented 3-year-old Austin Seaplick of Tacoma, Washington, flipping his lid, or his lids. Oh, look at him go. Don't you wish he was your kid? Look at that talent. They should enter him on Kitchen Star Search. Here's a street performer so bad he actually pays people to listen to him.
Ah, great. Cash.
I know what this kid's gonna do when he grows up. Get a full-time job with the IRS.
Great. $1 for me and $1 for me. Cash.
Coming to a theater near you, Batman 2. Yes, Batman 2, where Batman does everything except renew his automobile.
Institute tested 13 competing hairsprays. Who came out on top? Pantene Pro V Flexible Hold. #1 for soft feel, #1 for bounce back hold. Pantene Pro V Flexible Hold. It aced Good Housekeeping's test. Now put it to yours.
The wonders of TV Land shall return.
Adams resident.
Oh, I'm back! Have control yourself, Gomez.
I'd have you quartered, flogged, and keelhauled.
Very cheerful.
Reverse barbarism.
It's so nice to have a thing around the house.
Thank you, Sid.
Anybody can tell what kind of a family we are.
Nice, nice. Can I play autopsy with it?
Capital idea.
I'll even show you how to juggle meat cleavers.
Very sporting. And Adams doesn't know the meaning of the word fear.
I do. I'll shoot him in the back.
It's the old Adams spirit. Querida.
Darling, we need help.
You're right.
Watch The Addams Family, only on TV Land.
The end.
He has the new advanced battery. It's a whole new ballgame. You have to be prepared for just about anything. Ain't that right, boys?
New Energizer Advanced Formula. No battery lasts longer.
As long
Merry Christmas to all of you from all of us at Schlitz.
Will you or your loved one become a victim of this healthcare crisis? Billing ripoffs, unnecessary testing, even unneeded surgery.
Wheels of blazing speed. Scorcher 6x6. 6 wheels to burn up the road. And the fastest 360 spins ever. Radio control rechargeable 9.6V turbo power. Scorcher 6x6. Battery pack required. Sold separately.
From both sides of the screen.
Where am I now?
This isn't the movies anymore, Jack. Please be careful. Things look different here.
Damn it, that hurt. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Jack Slater.
This hero stuff has its limits.
And Jack Slater is...
Everybody down! Now!
Next day, I set a trap. My plan was simple. I'd get the hacker on the line and then trace him. Somehow. I programmed my terminal to beep whenever anyone logged into the lab. You'd be surprised how many people logged in. I was. This was some program. I wasn't catching any hackers, and I wasn't getting any work done either. At 12:33, my terminal beeped for the 100th time. Sventek was back. A minute later, he logged off. All he'd left was a terminal number, the line that he'd used to enter the lab's computer system. A clue. It was time to see Paul Murray.
Okay, Lloyd, we're going to follow 2 cables on Unix 1. There they are. Yeah, that's one of them. This one? Yeah. Got the other one?
There were miles of cables snaking through the lab, and Paul, along with Lloyd Belknap, knew every foot.
Okay. I got it.
They quickly confirmed that the hacker was coming in from outside the lab. That was the good news. The bad news was that the lab had 50 phone lines. The hacker might have come in on any of them. Paul knew how to find this guy. Attach a printer to each line and print out every call that came in. Great! Except, where am I going to find 50 printers?
What's he got?
Discover the difference. Jim Donovan, Channel 3 News.
People really like the taste of fried burgers. How come everyone doesn't have backyard frying pans instead of backyard barbecues? Why aren't there porta fries for the beach, tailgate fryers for the game, or public frying pans? Maybe the way you really do it is the way you like it. Flame broiled. Think about it. Over a juicy flame broiled Whopper.
We do it like you. We now return to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
If you think all bathroom tissues are pretty much alike, you haven't discovered the Marina difference.
Marina, soft as the sea, breeze yet strong as the sea.
Marina, 2 plies of softness, 2 plies of strength.
Marina, soft as the sea, breeze yet strong as the sea.
Discover 2-ply Marina, and discover the Marina difference.
You're looking at the makings of a delicious idea. You're looking at new Bacardi tropical fruit mixers. They're made with luscious blends of tropical fruits, then fresh frozen to keep their natural flavor. So you'll find Bacardi mixers in your grocer's freezer. You'll find them easy to prepare too, which means you won't spend your time making drinks. You'll spend it making friends. Bacardi mixers, perfectly simple, simply perfect.
My Harry, he used to start the day showering with ordinary soap, but by the time the day was over, he had a problem. People noticed, and one day he noticed.
Oh no.
That's when I found out about Shield deodorant soap. Unlike ordinary soap, Shield keeps you smelling fresh and clean all day long. Harry, you're a changed man.
Shield works long after ordinary soap's quit.
This is because they have sports medicine and they have testing that enables them to know, to monitor their body's performance and to know when they need to rest. The American athlete always will overtrain, in my opinion. He will always train too hard, break down, and then he ends up missing a couple weeks with a cold or the flu or whatever. In East Germany, they monitor everything and they make sure that the athlete trains just at the right level.
Nike is expanding athletics west. Is such corporate help the American way, or should the government get involved?
I'm not sure who should take the role of providing funds or providing subsidy for athletes in this country, whether it be the government or whether it be corporations. I do know that the athletes in the United States generally need some type of help, and mainly because the competition that we are up against in the rest of the world has a better situation and better opportunities than we do. A country like the United States is able to be the best in the world in almost any sport that we want to be. And every 4 years, the Americans like to sit in front of that TV and see Americans win medals. However, the time and funding doesn't come until it's too late. I wouldn't say that Americans don't want to see a good Olympic team, but it's a matter of how much or what kind of price you want to pay to have a good team represent you.
Troisième, third, Wendy Bolioli, États-Unis, United States. Et maintenant, l'hymne national du pays de la championne olympique, national anthem of the Olympic champions country. I lift.
Wow. And you'll never see the strings, they'll be under the wig.
The man has 5 o'clock shadow at 8:30 a.m. and you're worried about strings?
All right, we'll start with makeup.
That's Robin Williams as a newly divorced actor who desperately wants to spend more time with his children in the new comedy Mrs. Doubtfire. So Williams goes to his brother, played by Harvey Fierstein, a makeup expert. He wants a disguise so perfect it will fool even his ex-wife and kids, and he gets one, applying for a job as their nanny.
What a perfectly appointed little cubby. Look at this. Everything has its place and name tag. How precise. It's lovely.
That's Sally Field as his former wife, who is now Mrs. Doubtfire's new employer. And Mrs. Doubtfire takes over the house every afternoon to look after the kids before their mother comes home from work. He turns out to be a better nanny than, in a way, he was a father.
It's homework time, okay?
Yeah, but after Dick Van Dyke.
No. Now.
Meanwhile, while trying to make the officer from the custody court happy, Williams explains how he plans to get work by using his gift for mimicry and accents. That provides an excuse for a scene like this, which seems to be worked into every Robin Williams movie, whether it's needed or not.
Look at me right now, Moneypenny. I want to undo that bow and get to know you.
I'm crazy to make a deal with you. Nancy and I are still looking for the other half of my head. You're doing it. I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Don't make me smack you, sweetheart. I'll do it.
The situation grows even more agonizing for Williams after his ex-wife starts seeing another man, a suave Englishman played by Pierce Brosnan. It's hate at first sight, but of course, Mrs. Doubtfire must hold in her real feelings.
Miranda's been raving about you.
Odd. She's never mentioned you.
No?
No.
Well, well, it's good to meet you.
You too?
Yes. I have a home in London. I was born there. What part of England are you from?
Here and there, dear. Oh.
Yuck. And healthy foods in an ordinary lunchbox just end up spoiled. Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon, and as a mom and a mom blogger, I've struggled with all of this for years. But now there's Packet. The first portable meal-size mini fridge that keeps healthy food refrigerator cold up to 10 hours. That means your kids' food stays fresh. Packet lets you pack what you never could before. Ice-cold milk, deli meats and cheeses, tuna and chicken salad, even smoothies stay ice cold and delicious. Store-bought lunch bags say they're insulated, but can't keep foods cold. And those ice packs melt after just 2 hours. You know, when foods aren't kept fresh, it's not healthy. Packet is completely different. There's all new eco-safe cooling technology built in on every side, keeping it refrigerator cold and fresh up to 10 hours. That's 5 times longer than that lunchbox. So you can pack delicious foods you want your kids to eat, like it's fresh from the fridge. Simply grab a packet from the freezer. It folds flat to save space. Then fill it up with the healthy food you want. Nothing else gives you 10 hours of cold. Leftovers? Put them back in the fridge. And they're fresh for tomorrow. Just look at all the amazing foods you can now take with you because Packet keeps them refrigerator cold. And think of all the money you'll save. Just get Packet. It's only $19.95. Order now and get a second packet free. That's my gift to you. Just pay shipping. That's a $20 value, free. But you must be one of the first 50 callers to take advantage of this exclusive TV offer. Ever feel like you're in a lunch rut? Well, how about 30 days of Mommy Perfect lunches that you can make in minutes? A $15 value, free. That's 2 packets, plus the meal planner, all for only $19.95.
Call 1-800-974-4152. Get Packet in your choice of colors, plus a second packet free. An over $55 value for just $19.95. Call 1-800-974-4152 or go to Packet.com now.
All right, dudes, we're into our 12th hour.
Grateful Dead Party Machine will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and more advertisers are discovering that Almost Live is a great show to be a sponsor of because it's viewed by the people and consumers you want to reach. We have a typical Almost Live viewer on the line right now.
Yeah.
Are you a regular viewer?
Yeah.
You like comedy?
Yeah.
You have a lot of disposable income?
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Remember, advertisers, Almost Live is the smart choice.
Use a ricer. That's how your grandma did it. Run them through the ricer. I have about 4, 5, 6 good-sized potatoes in this bowl. As a matter of fact, I have 6 medium ones. All right. You see what I've done? I've mashed these up, first of all, with a ricer, or I've pushed them through. It's called a ricer. For some of you kids that are so young you've never seen one of these, it's called a ricer, not because it has something to do with rice, but because it makes the potato look like it's little ricey strands, you see. All right, to that now we're going to add a bit of salt. Where did I put the salt? Here we are. I just want about a half teaspoon of salt. There we go. A couple tablespoons of butter. Just throw it right in here. And we're going to add about a half a cup of whipping cream. 1/4 of a cup will be enough for you. And we have some lemon or orange rind, whichever you prefer. Orange is very popular down south, orange peel. And I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of grated orange rind. Don't use the pithy part or the white part. That's bitter. Grate off the outside. What have I forgotten? Oh, I know. Here we are. Here we are. The thing that's going to hold this together is an egg. 1 egg. There we go. And I hope Jason isn't watching. Jason, if you are, turn your back. My son Jason is the most gorgeous man you can imagine, but he hates raisins. Ugh! Does he hate raisins? He will sit at his breakfast, if I make a raisin biscuit or something, sit there and pick out the whole biscuit till there's not a raisin left in it. I've put about a half a cup of raisins in this because that's how they do it in Georgia. And Georgia knows. And you might want to add a little bit of nutmeg if you care for that sort of thing. I'm going to grate mine fresh, of course. There you are, you see? Got that? Very little to do. We have the potatoes that I've run through a ricer, a little bit of salt, a couple tablespoons of butter, 1 egg in the pot, about a half cup of raisins, a little bit of orange rind, about 3 tablespoons, 1/4 of a cup of whipping cream, pinch of nutmeg, and now we're going to whip this to death. And I'm going to put it in my favorite mixer here. Just whip this thing to death so that it really...
To get away.
This is a travel napping, and I want you to stop wasting your money.
We got a good deal.
I can find a better deal than that by sleep. The
if I slept. At Priceline, you would name your own price and save up to half off on hotels.
That's way less than Expedia.
Negotiation accomplished.
Swiffer WetJet cleans so completely, you'll never go back to your old mop again. Why go part of the way clean? Swiffer WetJet antibacterial cleaner kills 99.9% of bacteria. Mops can spread around. Swiffer cleans better or your money back, guaranteed.
That kind of scene can be a gross out, but it's handled here with good humor, and it's also the kind of scene that kids pass along saying to their friends, you've got to see this picture, and then they hand them the tape across the street, and it's all over the neighborhood. Well, I've condemned a lot of violent pictures over the years, but not ones with good humor about themselves, which is what director Stuart Gordon displays here in this zombie tale. Gordon also recently directed the even more enjoyable From Beyond, a cult hit, I'm sure, in the future, and he's turning out to be a cult director with a name that stands for good, old, funny, and gory times at the movies.
You know, a lot of people who aren't familiar with what movies have come to in 1986 will probably be a little appalled when you describe Reanimator as a good old time at the movies, but I know what you mean. It has a good heart, and it is funny and satirical.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Our next movie is not on video yet. In fact, it's still playing in a lot of theaters. But it's my prediction that The Little Shop of Horrors is the first movie since the Rocky Horror Picture Show that has the potential to break through and become a really enormous cult hit at the box office and then later on video at home. The movie stars Rick Moranis and Ellen Greene in a romantic musical that takes place in a flower shop where one of the plants is a man-eater.
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. That's right, boy. You can do it. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. 'Cause if you feed me, Seymour, I can grow up big and strong.
The supporting cast looks like a roll call of popular comedians. Here's John Candy.
Hi, everybody, it's Weird Wink Wilkinson laughing and scratching at you. How's everybody doing today? I got a little bit of a stiff neck. Let me just fix this up. Ooh, that feels a lot better. Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Little Shop of Horrors has everything it takes to be a midnight cult film. Weird costumes.
What is she doing now, 3 years approximately after this was filmed?
Well, she's finally married Andre. And despite the fact, which is quite interesting, despite the fact that she signed a contract to work for 2 years, she got out of that within about 6 months. Like most people in the Soviet Union, they get out of all of these rules and regulations. They find ways around. So Andre is working in a children's theater as a designer, and she is working in the same theater with Andre, teaching the children when they're not acting on the stage. So they're working together, and they're married, and they're living in that flat. Her parents have moved out, and they found another place a bit further away. So they're living in that particular flat that we've just seen.
Paul, how much of what Gorbachev is trying to do now can affect the education system? Is he really trying to get at education among the many goals of the changes that he's trying to wreak in the Soviet Union?
Well, like everything else, he's at the stage of discussing what they're going to do. But they've been saying recently that they have to have fundamental changes in education for the simple reason that if they really are going to have some form of technological revolution, which again is what they're talking about, by the end of this century, they need a totally new way of training people. And as Richard said, Rita is very interesting in that she's very bright. She's assimilated everything exceedingly well. One has doubts that she really understands a lot of what she says, especially ideology. She's probably rather confused now because ideology is changing and she's looking for the new lines to learn. And this sort of person is going to be part of the problem rather than part of the solution for Gorbachev.
Why do you say that? Because she remembers so well what came before?
Well, it's tempting to say that in the educational system up to now, reformers would say, at least under Brezhnev, it may have been earlier though, produced a sort of institutionalized mediocrity where you did learn your lessons exceedingly well, but you didn't really bother to analyze what they meant. Gorbachev is now trying to make people think, and this is proving a rather difficult process.
David, do you see it the same way? I mean, you've been back to you were there in 79, up till 79. You've been back many, many times since then.
A few times. I think that probably education will be one of the areas in which it's going to be most difficult to make changes.
Surroundings, where we find our young friends engaged in a spirited game of hide, go, and seek.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
No! In here! No, up here!
No, over here!
Over here! In here!
No, in here!
No, in here! Over here!
Over here!
No, over here! Over here!
In here!
Over here!
I go here!
Over here!
Down here!
Googly bottom. This is the ocean, this is the river. Let's consider first the surface current going out to sea. It's going from land to water, ocean, and it's low density water because it has little salt in it. And then we'll look at the ocean current coming in along the bottom to about here. It comes in along the bottom because it's more dense, has more salt in it. And along the river channel, you see a river current coming in and converging in this area. This area here is where these currents are converging is called the null zone.
All estuaries have a null zone, and all have two-layered flow. These basic properties affect everything else. The research group's water chemistry expert on board the Polaris is Dave Peterson.
Now we're in the null zone area, which is in San Pablo Bay, and we're going to check how much fresh water we have at the surface based on its salinity and how much salt water we have at depth by measuring the salinity. So first we'll start out with a probe at the surface.
Vice City Stories, out now for PlayStation 2, rated M for mature.
After a long day of battle, David and Goliath lined up against each other for the final time. This was it. This was the storybook. The underdog from nowhere versus a national powerhouse. Everyone wanted David to take down Goliath, but me, I am Goliath. NCAA Football 08, rated E for everyone. EA Sports.
It isn't soaring to catch the clouds or racing to break the sound barrier or even not looking before they leap that lands most kids in the hospital. It's asthma. That's why Cigna's developed their childhood asthma program, so kids and their parents can learn ways to prevent attacks and lead more normal lives, which should make everyone breathe a lot easier. Cigna Healthcare, a business of caring.
July 11th, here they come. A new reality will be unleashed. Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, rated PG-13, opens July 11th.
Well, as I said, when you won those 3 beautiful prizes, that just might qualify you for the showcase, and here you are, the top winner. How do you feel? You're a little scared, too, aren't you? Huh? Well, things are going to be fine. You're already a winner. Now, Connie, you're the runner-up. So you will compete with her in the showcase. Each of you will have a showcase of beautiful prizes to bid on. And the one of you who bids closer to the retail price of your own showcase without going over wins everything in the showcase. Now, as the top winner of the day, Carol, you have an opportunity to see the first showcase. You may bid on it if you wish, or you may pass it to Connie and wait for the second one. So, Connie, it's very important for you to watch and listen closely, as Carol will, as Johnny Olson describes the first showcase.
Right, Bob, and your showcase begins with books. For the very finest in reading, here are the great books, 443 works by 74 of the Western world's great authors. The great books of the Western world, the most superb home library ever assembled. And you can enjoy them in this new bedroom. From Barker Brothers, the curator bedroom set by American of Martinsville Country French in design with hand-painted detail and eloquent addition to your home from Barker Brothers. And for bedtime snacks, this mini refrigerator. The Frigette. It's a space-saving compact refrigerator equipped with a temperature-regulating device and many other modern conveniences. And for the perfect nighttime snack, 1 barrel of Kentucky Fried Chicken, delicious anytime, any place you love with a Colonel Cooks. Finger-licking good Kentucky Fried Chicken. And this showcase can be yours if the price is right.
Now, Carol, you may bid on this showcase if you wish, or you may pass it to Connie. What is your choice? You pass this one?
Hold it right there. Before you go one step further, break for steak at Applebee's. And don't miss one juicy tender bite of Applebee's sizzling house sirloins or Cajun marinated Bourbon Street steak. There's spicy steak burritos, crispy steak nachos, steak everywhere you want it. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, stop and break for steak at Applebee's.
America's favorite neighbor, Applebee's.
He's trapped in the past.
It's gotta be a dream.
About to meet
Chocolate.
his future father.
He's a peeping tough. Wow!
And he's making an impression on his mother.
He's an absolute dream. And he can sleep in my room.
Anything you do could have serious repercussions on future events.
Now he's got to make his mother and father fall in love.
For crying out loud, I haven't even been born yet.
And only Dr. Brown can help him get back to the future.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear? Precisely.
Michael J. Fox.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Christopher Lloyd.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
スーパー悟空伝覚醒剣登場
Made by Italians, and it's authentic Italian, right? Like Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and Francesco Rinaldi's pasta sauces. They're authentic Italian because they're made by Italians. Us! And that's the straight scoop.
Hey, you have all these, you have 30 different martial arts styles in the game. So you get into the combat.
You want to talk about online? You want to talk about Xbox Live? Let's talk about Rocky Legends.
Right. You can
my
fight
boy
online
Rocky.
now, man.
And it's all about Tron! That's
Tron
right.
online.
Tron 2.0.
Don't scare people like that, man. That's
Killer app.
But let's hit on some more of the first-party games from Microsoft, because they've got some real stunners. Of course, everybody's talking about Halo 2. It's not playable on the show floor. I saw it at the press conference. They showed some multiplayer gaming. Unbelievable. Beautiful-looking game. November 9th it comes out. Unreal Championship 2.
Unreal Championship 2.
Looks amazing, too.
Sounds amazing.
First and third person in Unreal Championship 2.
I loved Advent Rising. I thought was unbelievable.
Very slick.
Very cinematic. Very awesome storyline.
There's also Men of Valor, which is a Vietnam fighting game. Very gritty. Lots of blood flying everywhere.
Shell Shock. Nam 67.
Love the new Star Wars first-person shooters. We have two different kinds. Republic Commando is kind of like a Rainbow Six style squad-based tactical combat game. And then I think one of the games, probably in my top 5 that I'm most excited about at E3, Star Wars Battlefront. This game is what I've been waiting for since 1997. It's basically Battlefield 1942 in the Star Wars universe. Incredible graphics. It's from Pandemic, who've been kicking ass. They just did Full Spectrum Warrior.
Full Spectrum Warrior looks unbelievable for THQ.
Doom 3. We haven't talked about the lighting and the shading and the fog effects.
Doom 3 is incredible. It's all about the lighting.
It looks like a movie.
Beyond what you know.
To be a warrior, you must kill your tears.
We are the spear of victory! We are the blade of freedom! We are the
Vision roller controller. With it, your vision expands. Now, speed all over the screen. Fire up or down. It comes with Slither as a bonus. But the excitement doesn't stop there. It makes arcade games like Pepper even peppier. Spaceships travel at the speed of light, and apes go ape. Expand your vision with the roller controller. Because your vision is our vision. ColecoVision.
There's a time for giving, yes, a time for buying presents, though it's hard to find enough time to spare. But there's 1,000 answers here Woolworth. 1,000 ways to say you care.
EMI recording tapes, per packs, cases for cassettes or discs. New Blitz prices make them super value. Pick quick superstars you mustn't miss. Computer perfection, electronic playmate, value for the family. Simon's the name for a great computer game. Christmas brings the Beatles back on MFP.
There's a time for giving.
Home back.
Yes, a time for buying presents. Though it's hard to find enough time to spare.
Ideas in clothes for everyone.
But there's 1,000 answers here at
Electric value you can count on, with names like Philips and Clairol too. A fast hair dryer, and here's another flyer, a shaver for the fella who means most to you. Polaroid 1000 with a Christmas bonus, bikes for any member of your family. Benetton Royal alarm clock radio, Envoy watches for you to see. Christmas paper, cards and wrappings, Woolworth vouchers, hey, hey, hey. Christmas trees and lights and trappings, gonna be a starry Christmas day.
There's 1,000 answers here at Woolworth. 1,000 ways to say you care.
Where the good times are happening, you'll find people have a taste for old England. Old England, British sherry at its best. This Christmas, capture the spirit of old England.
The best thing about Funhouse? Everything!
Let's get messy!
Every day, kids like us get covered with disgusting globs. You'll see unbelievable stunts and outrageous races that are different every day. Plus, super cool prizes all over the Funhouse.
Power prize!
Funhouse is the best! Yeah! And the best thing is, you can watch it every day. Funhouse!
Weekdays at 7:30 a.m. on Fox 24.
And now, the Lane List, or What's Week This Week. Brought to you by Seattle's heavy metal community, this week featuring Grunt Truck.
Lame!
No penthouse pets at the boat show.
Lame!
Lame! The great taste of beer without the alcohol.
Lame! 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 Lame!
Yuppies buying table dances from your girlfriend.
Lame!
Lamer than lame!
Lame!
Submerging yourself in a lifestyle that includes drugs, unsafe sex, and various other self-destructive behavior patterns. Roger Anderson, the guy who writes the Seen Heard Said column for the Seattle Times.
LLAAAMMEEEEE. Lame.
Kiss not playing at Clinton's inauguration.
Lame! Lame!
This has been the Lame List.
Dany Parfum Deodorant. Das Rendezvous von Duft und Frische. Zarter Duft, der verwöhnt. Elegante Frische, die beschwingt. Der Duft von Dany. Kostbar und voller Charme. Dany Parfum Deodorant. Das Rendezvous von Duft und Frische.
With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back.
Let me guess, 16.
That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading oils, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Elantra is going on a trip. So is this one.
Three-way scroll, high position visual, sound selective mode. It's a super AV action, Contra. ファミコン用カセットコントラ好評発売中。
On the final turn towards home, the new Michelob Light 38-foot Cougar with Tony Garcia and Sammy James took the lead for the balance of the race. We flew up the course as rapidly as possible to pick up S19 Power Play with Dan Weinstein and Pete Eubner and Dominic Santarelli. Power Play is a 32-foot Cougar Cat with two 600-horsepower Rahilly Grady engines. Dan came into the race as National High Point leader and became S1 for the 1982 season. Second place running behind Power Play was Ericsson's racing team with Bob Erickson, Harry Wellman, and John Falk. Erickson is a 30-foot Shadow Cat with two 500-horsepower Mercruiser engines.
What makes New Cheese Trio the cheese lover's burger?
Cheese, 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 cheese.
3 cheeses, 2 flame-broiled patties. New Cheese Trio for a limited time.
Burger King, main cheese.
Studio amplification for Almost Live provided by American Music.
Tasty as the originals with one little difference.
Levi's engineered Gene, Atlantis.
Hey, great coffee.
It's instant Folgers. Doesn't it taste good as fresh perked?
Better.
Better than those girls make at the office?
Honey, their coffee can't hold a candle to yours.
Instant Folgers taste good as fresh perked. Try it.
Carvel Ice Cream is a special ice cream machine that Carvel manufactures. That's right. Carvel Ice Cream is manufactured by store owners and their families. That's right. Carvel Ice Cream is made with Carvel special secret formula ingredients. That's right, too. And it's made fresh. It's made without an air pump. It's heavier in weight. It is fresher than any commercial ice cream in the United States. Isn't that a big statement? But that is Carvel, and we must say it. Thank you.
That time again, taxes. But the friendly folks at Cashland have given them somewhat of a makeover, made things quicker and easier. Bring us your refund check and have cash in hand in minutes. Or you can start at Cashland and have us prepare and file your taxes. Then collect on your refund in as little as a day, in cash. Taxes may be forever, but the wait for your refund shouldn't be. Call Cashland for details and locations. It's another way we're your cash carryout.
Sweet secret, sweet secret. So you have a sweet secret too?
It's beautiful jewelry to everyone else, but it turns into playthings when you're by yourself. A jewelry box for your sweet secret friends turns into a house where the fun never ends. So much inside, the perfect place for sweet secrets to hide.
Quick, someone's coming!
Sweet Secrets Jewelry Box comes with everything you see here from Galoob.
For Everyone is now a video game Racing Robots.
Race around Bubbletown as your favorite Cubics robot. Pick up Solex and watch out for sudden surprises. Video game available for the PlayStation game console. Rated everyone.
Got those no Folgers to wake us up blues. Need that fresh mountain grown taste to start the day. For the blues to start flowing away. Got that good feeling coming on. With Folgers hot, steamy, and strong. Oh yeah. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yeah.
Easier than trying to do the same thing on Earth. Max Faget.
It'd be a lot easier to build big things if you didn't have this annoying gravity here that makes putting things together difficult, because until they're firmly fastened together, they want to come apart. There's nothing to hold them there. Well, in the gravitation-free environment of space, you can assemble things without any concern of what's happening to the thing you're putting together until it's fully assembled.
Only Alka-Seltzer Plus has the power of effervescence. It rushes medicine to break up your worst cold symptoms, so you feel better fast. Nothing breaks up your cold better than Alka-Seltzer Plus.
It just works.
Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Raw power for your NES. 9 incredible missions. 2-player simultaneous action. Double Dragon 2 from Acclaim. The best action game ever.
Help! Help!
Mario's back in a new adventure. He has new friends with special abilities.
Who is the Ale Man? Who can he be? Who is the Ale Man?
He's Colin Ratsey, famous sail manufacturer, company president, Ale Man. A man with a thirst for a manlier brew. Day is done, the race is won. Now hear this, all hands on deck for enjoyment. And that could only mean ale, Ballantine ale. Ballantine, the ale man's ale. Bolder, keener, more to the point. The choice of 3 out of 4 ale men among all national brands. Let Ballantine make an ale man out of you.
Who is the Ale Man? He could be you. A man with a thirst for a manlier brew. 3 out of 4 men every time choose the bolder, keener tasting ale. Ballantine.
Hey, is that a Kit Kat bar?
Can we have a piece?
Yeah, sure.
Bye-bye.
Can you check on my flight, please?
Sure. Call team.
Third quarter sales.
Going to Burger Town. Want anything?
If they still have the Can My Butt Look Any Bigger meal, will you get me one? Me too.
And I'll have the extra tight pants combo.
Tom?
How about the feel so bloated I just want to sleep for 3 days meal? The same. And a bucket of please keep your shirt on.
Instead, try the new Subway Fresh Fit meal that fits the American Heart Association's approach to a healthy lifestyle. Now with more tasty choices like new hearty wheat bread and low-fat yogurt. Subway. Eat fresh.
Oh no, forgot my keys. I gotta get to that phone. Maytag watches are built to last longer and need fewer repairs. I don't get too many calls. Maytag repairman. Mom! Oh, you called because you thought I might be lonely, huh? No problem, Mom. No problem.
Not all Maytag repairmen are this lonely, but we're trying. Maytag. We also make ranges, microwave ovens, and dishwashers.
I switched.
So did we. From Ocean Spray to Northland.
Ocean Spray Cranberry Cocktail is only 27% juice.
Northland is 100% juice.
People everywhere are switching to Northland Cranberry Juice blends because Northland is 100% juice, naturally sweetened with apple and grape juice instead of sugar and water.
It's got to be 100% juice. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Northland, always 100% juice.
Game Boy Advance SP, featuring a luminous screen so you can even play in the dark. There's a rechargeable built-in battery. It plays your favorite Game Boy Advance titles, and it's compact so it's ready to go. You can play the SP.
I'm telling people to dial 1 and the area code, if different from their own, when dialing long distance.
What's the gun for?
To get their attention.
Of violence. And the madness of make-believe.
You're cheating me. You look at me like I'm some kind of damn movie. Well, I'm not. I'm real. I'm official. Hang on, baby! We're all free!
Trapped in a nightmare, wrapped up in a movie. The Stuntman, an outrageous leap into the unexpected.
Shaded, three-dimensional object.
Jim, is this used for broadcast work?
Yes, it has been used in a number of programs, national campaigns, and even TV commercials.
All right, what's next?
Okay, basically the logos here, or the menus here, are actually explained here on the screen. One unique feature of the user interface is that if you have a question about a particular function, you just place your cursor over the button, it gives you an explanation. It's very easy to start up with. The next product I'd like to show is Broadcast Titler.
Yes, you have got to load that up now. And what does Broadcast Titler do while you're loading their...
Right. Broadcast Titler is a professional-level character generation program. The titles that you normally see on television are generated by expensive equipment that bring on titles with different effects in high resolution. This package here does the same thing on a very...
It's Panasonic CD sound. Portable compact disc players with sounds so rich, so real. They'll change the way you hear the world. Sensational CD sound. Another Panasonic experience, just slightly ahead of our time.
For this you will need one room which you will not leave, soothing music, tomato soup, 10 tins of, mushroom soup, 8 tins of, for consumption cold, ice cream, vanilla, 1 large tub of, magnesia, milk of, 1 bottle.
An Edinburgh drug addict lists all the supplies he'll need in order to get off heroin, he hopes. His name is Renton, and he's had plenty of experience at this. He's played by Ewan McGregor, and Renton is the hero of Train Spotting, a gritty new movie based on a hard-boiled, best-selling novel by Irvin Welsh. The movie follows the story of Renton and several of his friends, most of them drug addicts, as they lead lives of chaos, sickness, desperation, and a certain amount of defiant amusement. Renton describes his friends, including Sick Boy, played by Johnny Lee Miller.
He came off junk at the same time as me, not because he wanted to, you understand, but just to annoy me, just to show me how easily he could do it, thereby downgrading my own struggle.
A somewhat healthier friend is Tommy, played by Kevin McKidd, who, during this brief period when his buddies are clean and relatively sober, tries to introduce them to the great outdoors.
It's fresh air!
Look, Tommy, we know you're getting a hard time off Lizzie, but there's really no need to take it out on us.
Doesn't it make you proud to be Scottish?
Hey, being Scottish! But the lowest of the low! The scum of the earth! The most wretched, miserable, servile, pathetic trash that was ever shot into civilization. Some people hate the English, I don't. They're just wankers. We, on the other hand, are colonized by wankers.
When he's not on heroin, Renton is a relatively cheerful and optimistic type who tries to charm a girl he meets at a nightclub.
What's your name?
Diane.
Where are you going, Diane?
I'm going home.
Well, what's that?
It's where I live.
Great.
What?
Well, I'll come back with you if you like, but, I'm not promising anything, you know?
The movie's underlying appeal is its humor and the way the characters find a way to laugh even in the face of despair. Sometimes, though, the laughter fades in the horror of the drug life.
Sonic's back.
Hey, I'm at Sega headquarters. I'm here with Neil Robeson, and we're going to talk about Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. How you doing, Neil?
Doing good, doing good.
What are some of the levels in this game? What are we doing in this?
We've got all kinds of things. There's one that takes place in Vegas in a casino. There's one that's in an arcade. There's ones that take place at the beach. There's ones in Mayan ruins. There's ones that are on aircraft carriers. I mean, all sorts of environments.
I don't think we've ever seen a 3D platformer that can move like this game.
The real key to it is the 128-bit graphics of the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And what that does is gives us the ability to be able to throw this stuff up at the screen as fast as possible. When you see this huge aircraft carrier moving through the air, that's not a video sequence, that's actual gameplay.
Is it very similar to the 2D 16-bit Genesis games that we used to play?
What you've got is a lot of different kinds of games inside of Sonic Adventure. Yeah. There's the adventure part, there's the just straight ahead move from point A to point B as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. There's some puzzle things in there as well. And it depends on the kind of character you've got. You've got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, E102, which is a robot of Dr. Robotnik. And then there's Big the Cat, a giant cat that is actually going around doing a lot of fishing.
A giant fishing cat named Big.
Who's looking for his friend who's a frog.
Who's looking for his frog friend.
Yeah.
Of the year, Hyundai's Invitation to Save clearance event. It's your ticket to save with model year closeout savings on the 7-passenger Veracruz, the sporty Tucson, and the popular Santa Fe. Now with up to $2,500 cash back. All backed by America's best warranty. Don't miss your invitation to save big. Hurry, the event ends soon at your Hyundai dealer. Get up to $2,500 cash back on a 2007 Santa Fe. Hurry, event ends soon.
Sorry. F1 World Grand Prix on Nintendo 64. You'll get carried away.
Clusters, whole wheat flakes and walnuts, pecans and almonds, all cleverly clustered together. If you like nuts, you'll love Nestle Clusters.
Those new yogurts, your supply, they're electrifying.
Sedival Shape Extra Fruit.
Kings, Children of the Corn. Rated R. Coming Friday. Check local newspapers for theaters and showtimes.
Halloween's coming. What are you going to do about it? Whether you do a little or a lot, be an original this Halloween and find yourself at Hallmark.
Hallmark has a way.
And at participating Hallmark stores, get your hands on the Spooky Sounds tape, full of creepy sounds and Halloween theme songs. $1.95 with any $5 Hallmark purchase. Only at participating Hallmark stores. It's a scream.
Joel Halpern sees the accident and rushes to the aid. Fortunately, all signal that they're okay and climb back aboard to finish the race. Smitty of the Benihana team checks on their competition. The lead now becomes the possession of Thunderballs, one of 2 turbocharged entries in the race. Jumpin' Jack is out with a blown engine, and Copper Kettle is having oil cooler problems. Streaker now places second, only 1 minute behind Rothschild. At Avalon, Rocky Aoki turns third, passing an unofficial race entry of the U.S. Navy. Submarines do not qualify under present offshore rules. Betty Cook is still performing well. For today's race, she has switched back to drive Kema, a 36-foot cigarette, in place of the more radical Kudu. Rothschild roars on, but problems are brewing in his engine compartment. Benihana takes advantage and grabs the lead. It's a 30-mile dash from Shiprock to Long Beach, and Aoki is not about to let anyone sneak up from behind. Henn is far from out of it. Only 2 minutes separate the first 3 boats. Thunderballs staggers toward the finish. Beep Beep sprints past into 3rd position. Smooth water conditions have allowed a full throttle race. Rocky Aoki brings Benihana under the waving checkered flag for an exciting come-from-behind victory, averaging over 74 miles per hour. For the second straight race, Streaker must play the part of the bridesmaid. Newport Harbor comes alive with a victory celebration. Today's win makes Benihana a solid contender for the championship chase. A typical St. Petersburg.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
Ready to get started?
Well, not quite. Got a lot to do. What's your big plan?
I might make a home movie or maybe create a website, try out my built-in camera. I can do it all right out of the box, so what about you?
Well, first I got to download those new drivers, and I got to erase the trial software that came on my hard drive.
Sweet.
And I've got a lot of manuals to read.
You know, it sounds like you have a lot of stuff to do before you do any stuff, so I'm just going to get started because I'm kind of excited. Let me know when you're ready.
Actually, the rest of me's in some other boxes, so I'll meet up with you later.
Light years away from civilization. No one can get us now. Free to dance and sing. Free to make those funny sounds with our armpits. Right, Joe? Joe? Joe, what? Hi! Have you seen Joe?
Bye. Joe.
Part of this complete breakfast.
Crazy good!
60 Minutes 2. Low-tar cigarettes. Not as bad as regular cigarettes? Not true.
Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, and Dave the Barbarian. Get your prank on starting next, here on Disney Channel.
Number 2.
My name is Margaret Kleberg.
Number 3.
My name is Margaret Kleberg.
Panel, your job will be to find out which one of these 3 projecting youngsters is the real Margaret Kleberg. Listen while I, with pleasure, read her story. I, Margaret Kleberg, love to ride a bicycle. I live in New York City, and my mother and I heard about an unusual bicycle tour around the city. We decided to go along on the ride. Now, what made this bike hike so special was that it started at 2:30 in the morning. About 40 people were expected to show up at the meeting place in front of the Plaza Hotel. Surprisingly, more than 350 people on bikes arrived for the tour. All of us rode through the empty streets of Manhattan, winding up on the southern tip of Manhattan Island, where we watched the sunrise over the Brooklyn Bridge. My mother was surprised that I didn't get tired and asked to go home before that. You see, until that, the latest I'd ever stayed up in my life was midnight last New Year's Eve. Signed, Margaret Kleberg. Okay, friends, we'll be back for our questioning period right after a few normal-sized commercials.
G4 TV for gamers and techtv are connecting to form the only network taking digital entertainment to the next level.
Sound fun?
I love video games.
Plugged in to every aspect of games, gear, gadgets, and gigabytes.
That was unexpected, right?
Okay.
You're watching G4 Tech TV.
G4 Tech TV. Stay connected. For more information, go to g4techtv.com.
It's even lasting through the rescue scene. Yes, bar candy disappears in a few bites. And bag candy disappears in a few gulps. But when other candies are all gone, Chewy Chewy Tootsie Roll goes on and on.
Vision Scopes, each with 2 viewer cards for 8 eye-popping movie series. There's one in every Big Kids meal.
FBK, you got it!
Hey, looking good.
Why, thank you, D'Artagnan.
Whoa! Something's happening to the fluffy chocolate.
My sweet dreams pillows will make me millions by stuffing them with 3 Musketeers fluffy chocolate.
Hey, fellas, feel like a pillow fight? Aha!
Nice going. Reward yourself big time with a fluffy, whipped-up chocolate-on-chocolate taste of a 3 Musketeers bar.
I'm finished.
Fluffy is more like it. 3 Musketeers, the big chocolate reward.
While I was watching the movie, I have seen so many assembly line, no-brainer movies in recent months that as this movie began, I thought, hey, this one is alive. This one is trying to do something new and different. This one is not going to just repeat the same old cliches. Then, by the end of the movie, I was thinking, where did it get away? How did it elude us? Because the movie is a real letdown. It starts out with wonderful ideas, and it doesn't pay off. It doesn't really think them through.
The decision to take her into this world where you've got a whole bunch of rich people is really where the film goes completely off track. They've created a very interesting character. Now, in Barkin, I would stay on her, maybe go back to Martin.
Catch the excitement of Hockey East on Nesson as the league's leaders, the Maine Black Bears and the Boston College Eagles, go head-to-head. Face off live at 7 p.m. Friday night, February 17th.
Garfield and Friends will return after these messages.
When they come alive, evil can't survive. Gargoyles. Disguised as a gargoyle, the evil Xanatos swoops into attack. But mighty Goliath breaks free. Lexington fires. And heroic Brooklyn charges into battle on the Rippin' Rider cycle.
Get him!
Xanatos is stunned, and Goliath flies in to unmask him.
Adios, Xanatos!
When gargoyles come alive, evil can't survive. Gargoyles, Goliath, Brooklyn, Lexington, Xanatos. Other figures and vehicles each sold separately.
È tornato minacciandoci fisicamente, è tornato qui a Milano e l'abbiamo visto come l'avevamo visto ad aprile. Quindi André, grande vittoria su Tito Santana, anche una grande vittoria sul vostro intervistatore. La linea ad Dan per l'incontro.
Siamo qui per il terzo incontro della serata. Greg the Hammer Valentine contro Dan Moraco. Subito questi due grandi fisici a non scherzare. Greg the Hammer Valentine da Seattle, Washington, il biondo. Don the Rock, cioè la roccia, Moraco, da Sunset Beach, Hawaii, che non vuole accettare niente. Questi sono due che non si sono mai incontrati, ma per questo giro qui in Italia si sono fatti incontrare. Voi che seguite wrestling qui con noi riconoscete questi due personaggi e generalmente, come sappiamo, i grandi personaggi non vogliono mai rischiare di incontrarsi in una cosa che non sia, non so, per il titolo del mondo o qualcosa, e quindi questo qui è stato proprio per il torneo in Italia, il terzo torneo della WWF a terra. Greg the Hammer Valentine non sta molto bene qui, Greg the Hammer, però chi vuole sottovalutare the Hammer, come vediamo qui, una martellata in testa a Don Moraco, il famoso martello di Greg Valentine. The Hammer, il martello. Oh, Valentine vuole, mai visto Valentine fare questo, mai visto Valentine fare questo. Questo sì, 1000 volte. Nah, Moraco non cede così facilmente. Greg the Hammer andrà sulle corde, mai visto lui fare neanche una volta, adesso ha fatto 2 volte nello spazio, si vede che non è molto abituato lui a questo. Oh, Don Moraco gli dà un botte nella pancia qui.
I have a very special secret. I'm the only one who knows about tiny people living in our walls called the Littles.
Draft beer. It's
It's always been the smoothest, freshest beer around, poured straight from the tap. And now, there's a true draft beer in a bottle. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized like most bottled beers. It's cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Ask for Miller Genuine Draft. The Miller with the black label. It's beer at its best.
My way, I change my hair. Or to get a kid's meal the way I like it, with no pickles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Burger King is going bonkers!
Bonkers! That's me!
Those crazy tunes from Disney's Bonkers are in crash-apart cars. They snap together so that you can crash them apart. You can collect all 5, one with every kid's meal, only at Burger King, where Bonkers is a smash!
Firestone decorates for Christmas. They decorate with values, like this stylish Counselor bat scale. Christmas gift price just $2.99. And to turn your Christmas lights on and off automatically, there's a Westclock's 24-hour electric timer. Gift price only $4.99. To hear all your favorite Christmas carols, a Philco 10-transistor AM/FM swing-along radio. Gift price only $12.88, and you can charge them. These and more attractive gifts are at participating Firestone retailers now.
Here. So you can see here this contrast, bright, clear, taken from this. Yes, Henry, what do you want to ask?
Well, it's about a number of gallons have gone out of that tank, but you only have a sort of a gallon jug.
Well, how many gallons of salt water, sir, do you have to work on to get how much fresh?
About 30 gallons of salt water to 1 gallon of fresh water.
Oh. So,
for cooling as well as distilling the water, it's also used for the condenser for cooling.
All right, Bill Cullen, just pass that down a loving cup. Not very sanitary, but taste it, Bill.
Wait, let's see what happens to Betsy.
Good.
Oh, you rat!
It's delicious.
If anything, it tastes a little flat because you're used to impure water. Sir, we cannot thank you enough. This has been a fascinating glimpse into the future, or to the present, I should say. Thank you very much and good night. With most charming, certainly most beautiful and talented actresses, you'll be seeing her this Friday night as the hostess of the Telephone Hour's Music of Irving Berlin, unfortunately on another network. But here is Miss Ginger Rogers. So nice to have you here. Let's back up here because at your behest, some very strange-looking objects were put out here on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the wildest-looking things I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? What's the idea of them, at least?
Well, it's just sort of part of my my little secret thing, you know. I think, even though you may think it's rather strange, I'm sure that Bill Cullen here knows what they're all about because they're mechanics tools.
Automobile
mechanics tools.
Old-fashioned Bill, well, Ginger Rogers found out that each of you has had an experience working in other fields before you got into show business. Bill Cullen worked in his dad's garage in in Pittsburgh. Betsy Palmer was a secretary in East Chicago. Henry Morgan, believe it or not, was for a brief time a waiter. Bess Meyerson was a camp counselor during her summer vacations. So, why are you so impressed with all of this news?
Well, I'm very impressed with it because, after all, they know another trade. You see, if any time they should decide to leave show business, they'd have some...
...is replaced with revolutionary superfibers to give you a thinner, more comfortable pad, to give you what you've been waiting for, sure and natural. Thick pad protection that isn't thick.
Contestants not appearing on stage will receive Waverly wall coverings to beautify and customize one or more rooms in your home. exquisitely designed wallpaper and a selection of your choice in the Country Charm collection from Waverly. And a layette set from Spencer's, makers of quality American-made infant and children's sportswear, basics and sleepwear since 1926. Also, Milk-Bone biscuits, crunch away plaque and food particles to help get your dog's breath fresher, cleaner, naturally. Milk-Bone dog biscuits. And now here's Bob Barker with our Showcase Showdown.
Yes, and with me I have Donna, I have Maureen, I have Krista, and Donna just won an automobile.
I needed a car so bad. You should see mine. It's a piece of junk. Oh, my God.
I have never had a contestant on this show who didn't need a car. Never. Now, Donna, you're going to spin the wheel last. You, Maureen, will spin second, and Krista, you're going to spin the wheel first. Keep in mind that the one of you nearest to $1 without going over is in the showcase, and you get $1 and one spin or a combination of two spins, and we'll give you $1,000. Now, you step over there, Krista. We've been having some big wins on today's show. Wouldn't surprise me a bit to see you win a little money here. And you have 75 cents. You wish to stay on that? Take your place right over there. And Maureen, you will spin next. Step over there and whirl it about. Trying to beat 75 cents. And the price here is $32. That's wrong. Is the right price higher or lower? It's lower. It's lower. Is he a winner? He's a winner. Now you may touch the chip. Put it by one of the shelves. Very good. Johnny, what's next?
La Machine by Moulinex, the incredible food preparation system from France. It's like having a professional chef right at your side.
Here, the wrong price for your consideration is $110. Is the right price higher or lower?
It's higher.
It's higher. Is it? It is higher. He gets another chip. There you are. Johnny, we want to hear about the next prize.
Prune your own trees quickly and safely with a snap-cut tree pruner. Pruner and saw blade coated with Teflon S for easier, cleaner cutting.
Janice, we want to see the next price. $35. Is the right price higher or lower than $35?
That's higher.
Higher? Is he right again? No, it's lower this time. We have one more prize, and what is it, John?
A 45-piece dinnerware service from Aristan. Durable, attractive, contemporary melamine, a complete indoor-outdoor dinnerware set by Artisan.
Here, it is priced at $50. Is the right price higher or lower than $50?
It's lower.
Lower? Does he get this? Yes, he does, and he gets another chip, too. There you are. Where do you want to put that?
There.
Clear down there. All right. How would it be if we just ignore this shell altogether? Come right back over here now. We'll ignore that one because if it's there, you lose. Let's just start here and see if you're a winner.
All right.
Okay? No, he's not a winner with that one. Is he a winner with that one? No, he's not a winner with that. Now it's down to this one. You win or lose with it. You win with that one. There's that ball. There ain't nothing under that shell. Robert, thank you. Congratulations. We are going to have the first showcase.
For you? Oh, yeah? Who wants me first? You get him. No, I'm getting out of here.
Too bad. New from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
Meet the Mix-em-up Monsters. Watch what they do. They mix their tails and their middles, too. It's a monster mix-up at McDonald's. There's 4 Mix-em-up Monsters to mix. One in every McDonald's Happy Meal.
Reason. The basic purpose of such sophisticated procedures is to gather more information about the health of animals in captivity.
Your anti-7-3. Why don't we wait and we'll pull another arterial blood gas, and then we may want to cut off the bicarbonate.
Until recently, the physiology of most exotic animals in zoos was not studied systematically. No one knew why animals died or how unnatural diets affected their organs. Moreover, breeding programs are impossible without a full understanding of an animal's reproductive system. In 1973, there were only 8 full-time zoo vets in the country. Today, there are over 40. Dr. Bush heads a medical team of 5, which conducts over 200 medical procedures every year. This needle is inserted to blow carbon dioxide into the chest cavity, expanding it for inspection.
How much here? Here?
I just have to wait a second. I turn it off later.
Okay, we have too much activity. We'll just leave it hooked up in case you want it later. Looks like we're oxygenating well here from the skin inside.
Do you think light beers are all pretty much the same? Then Olympia Gold wants you to watch this. If our competition gave you only 70 calories, their cans would have to look like this. Miller Lite, Natural Light, and Michelob Light. That'd be the size of it. But slow-brewed Olympia Gold is the only leading light beer that gives you this much refreshment and only 70 calories. So if you love beer but hate calories, you want today's richer, smoother-tasting Olympia Gold. It's what light beer was meant to be.
He was wearing.
Ew. You want to play?
Hey, come on, let's go for a ride in the new caravan.
Bringing families together like never before.
You know, you're not so bad, Bobby.
It's Billy.
I knew that.
The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan.
Your skin is losing valuable moisture. Now you can protect sensitive skin. Moisturize it with therapeutic Moisture-L. It's the sensible choice for sensitive skin.
Embark on the Mist Challenge with your friends. Enjoy twists and turns never before seen in a board game. The Mist Board Game by University Games.
Athletes, a year-long celebration. Number 41, Wilma Rudolph. Friday at 10:30 on ESPN. Presented by General Motors.
Semi-final action right now. One more loss and you're done. Mark Robinson coming out. And Mark has been one of the more impressive performers this evening.
He has been real strong, explosive. He has won every match he's been in this evening. I tell you, the guy is certainly looking to dominate this evening.
And Jörg Brummer, equally outstanding this evening.
These guys know each other quite well. Their paths have crossed many times in World Championships and European Championships.
Robinson's going to try to do what he does best. He's going to try to get under his guy. He's going to try to control him. He's going to try to drive him out. We'll see if Jürgen lets him do it.
Well, he better not, because this is it. You lose, you're out. Semi-final action here. These guys moving into the ring. Brummer looking very intense.
Yes, indeed. The importance of this match, you can see it in their faces. It's been a pretty intense evening our entire time here in Atlantic City, but as we get closer to naming a champion or someone earning the championship, you can see the pressure mounting on their faces.
I'll tell you, one thing I noticed is Robinson looks so consistent. Brummer had a slight pause in his eye. He had a slight look that he wasn't quite ready for this match. We'll have to see what happens.
Robinson, the shorter of the two.
Trying to get that double underhand grab. There he goes. He's got the Mawashi.
And how about Mark Robinson? You want to talk about some strength. Mark Robinson with the win.
That was incredible. I mean, he just grabbed onto the Mawashi and lifted him right up.
That is raw power. Beautiful reversal in the middle of the ring. Robinson was able to control his man and get him out of there.
You can see here Robinson's got the left-hand underarm grip. And Brummer makes a slight mistake, and he tries to go over Mark Robinson's arm. Mark gets both hands on the belt right there. And right here, he lifts him up, picks him up, and just carries him right out of the ring. Match over, night's over for Mr. Brummer. Mark Robinson moves on to the finals.
Our next match.
Get 3rd and 10 down there, you're in real trouble, because they had 7 defensive backs in the game at the time, and there was no place to throw it. He'd throw it away and go for the 3 points. That's the best bet he had there.
All right, Joe Danello will attempt the field goal. Matt Coker will hold. They will stop the ball at the 23-yard line, making it a 33-yard attempt. The kick is up. The kick is no good. So the Bills come up empty with the score. Buffalo nothing, Seattle nothing. We'll pause for this message. And Seattle now takes over their first offensive possession. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Dave Craig calling signals for the Seahawks. Pitch out to Eric Lane. Lane is upended as he gets to the 25-yard line. There you see the offensive setup for Seattle. Dave Craig, Lane, Harris, Turner, Largent, and Metzlar starting at tight end in place of Charlie Young. That's the offensive line. We'll have a look at the Bills defense in just a moment. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Largent comes wide to the right. 2 tight end setup. Mike Tice is the other tight end, along with Metzlar's in the game right now. And off goes to Franco Harris, and Harris gains maybe a yard, possibly 2 yards. Bills reading run all the way on that one.
Well, they sure were, because also Seattle is using a 2 tight end setup. You mentioned Minter and Student, and they both are thinking the same way. They both are thinking they have to be able to run today. And I think Seattle, despite the fact they don't have a great running back anymore with Warner gone, feels that they must establish a run in order to remain true to their philosophy.
Fun. Can I get down now, please? Sure. Oh, good catch. How you doing?
Miss Maloney's doing great.
The American hamburger is a meal in itself. Minced beef and onion. And I've added oxo stock to bring out the really beefy flavor of the meat. Here you are, sweetheart. Oh.
Just leave it there. I'll get to it in a minute. Here's to our new English friends.
今度のデジモンはドドーンと300体。集めて冒険、育ててバトル。デジモンストーリーロストエボリューション。
Nothing takes care of a mean appetite like Campbell's Chunky.
I better not be the last of the country.
Campbell's Chunky, it takes care of the meanest appetite.
Don't ask questions, just follow orders. Follow me.
Where to, old Reversatron righteous one?
Didn't I say don't ask questions?
Yes, sir, but please, no zap with that zapper. If you must zap, zap him.
The giant Earthship Ark, drifting through deep space over 800 years into the far future. Its passengers, the descendants of the last survivors of the dead planet Earth, locked in separate worlds, heading for destruction. Unless 3
when my dentist told me I had a tartar problem. I said, "Doctor, I brushed with a fluoride toothpaste with baking soda and peroxide." He said, "Products like that have no tartar-fighting ingredients, so your teeth aren't as clean as they could be. Use Tartar Control Crest." "But doctor," I said, "shouldn't I use baking soda and peroxide?" "Pete," he said, "those ingredients haven't been proven to do anything special." So I used Crest, and my next visit was great.
Tartar Control Crest. It's proven to fight tartar buildup. It's the dentist's choice.
No more surprises for me.
National Fan League. Our goal is to be seen. Our dream is to be chosen. Our refreshment, Fruitworks.
Great news, fans. Fruitworks can bring you to the front of the crowd with a chance to win a trip to MTV Studios. Look for entries in the Inside TRL video and at participating Fruitworks retailers.
Now the Army can take you farther. Learn while you serve. With up to 75% tuition assistance and college credits through distance learning. Plus as much as $50,000 for college after you serve. It just may be the fastest track to your degree. Be all you can be.
Tune in and talk comfortably.
Can you hear me back there?
Loud and clear. Use Whisper 2000 in theaters and meetings.
Brenda, I love you all the
You'll hear every word clearly, comfortably, no matter where you're sitting. The Whisper 2000 gives you the astonishing experience of super hearing. Sportsmen and bird watchers use it to hear noises too low for the human ear.
Awesome. Totally awesome.
You know, people think it's a pocket radio. I like that.
You know, it's amazing. You won't believe what you can hear.
71 yards, Casey Clark. Here it is again.
Charlie, this is kind of like skating out there. Ping pong. Watch the hit by Billy Ray Smith, but he just kind of blows his way away and down the field. Speed is neutralized on this kind of field. Nice block by Tony Bodie going by. And the rest is up to Clark. There's Tony Lilly trying to direct traffic downfield, but there goes the speed away. And a Charger tries to dive right at the end, but unable to grab Casey Clark.
There's Rod Bernstein, the tight end, the #1 draft choice that could not quite get to him. The deep back is Jamie Holland. Barefoot and on. Tyler's kicking off. Oh, that one had to hurt. And this one is picked up by one of the upbacks, and that is Randy Kirk, the linebacker. And he returns it across the 30-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown return.
Charlie, here's what I meant about ping pong. You just bounce around out there. Nobody gets hurt in the snow. At least that's what football players think. There's going to be a key block coming up by Tony Bodie somewhere in there. There he goes, sliding by. And from ground level, you can see that he just slides along, and it's difficult to get a clean shot at a running back in this kind of condition. There's Bernstein, as you mentioned. The final Charger trying to make the play, but Casey Clark has a touchdown.
First report for touchdowns is Gerald Willett. We'll come back to that graphic in just a moment. From the 35-yard line. Bernstein in motion to give us to Curtis Adams. 38-yard line, 3 yards. Second down and 7. Let's check the 10-minute ticker. That is a final that we gave you. Houston winning in the fourth quarter. Indianapolis way out in front of Tampa Bay.
And they would win the AFC East with a win in that game.
And the final that you saw that is so important. We'll come back to all these scores. We've got plenty of time. We don't want to rush through it. Second down and 7. Curtis Adams. Across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
A Macworld Expo is usually dominated by new graphics applications, cool new multimedia tools, but not even Macworld has been able to escape the onrushing train called the Internet. For here at this expo, the Mac's design capabilities are being used to position it as the ideal platform for creating websites.
Well, first of all, if you're involved in creating anything for the web, I think you'd be hard-pressed to say a Windows machine is a better choice. I think it's faster and easier to create content for the web on a Mac. Hands down, we have better tools, they work better together.
It's amazing though, I was here last year and the web domination wasn't as obvious. This year it's just so much about the web that I think it's really, I think it'll save, well, it won't save the Mac, but I think it's a great thing to have happened.
Indeed, there were lots of old and new software companies showing off new web design tools, from Claris and Quarterdeck to Terry Morse Software and Digital Comet. Claris introduced Homepage, a web page authoring tool with a WYSIWYG interface. Homepage automatically creates all the HTML code for you, automating the time-consuming task of web page development. But if you're an experienced web author, you can have instant access to the underlying code for editing and adding advanced features. Homepage is available for both the Mac and Windows 95. Delta Point previewed a new version of their Mac web development system called QuickSight. New features include automatic HTML code generation and automatic page link creation. QuickSight allows you to make global, sectional, or single-page modifications with just one click. And several small companies came together to form a developer's greenhouse for web applications. Among them was Digital Comet, which demonstrated Comet Page, a semi-automated web authoring tool. The software lets you drag and drop commands, forms, and macros into the web page editor, and then lets you serve the pages locally for testing. Comet Page is targeted at the more sophisticated web designers.
I'm targeting professional web authors who are designing.
And welcome back, everybody. There's plenty of holiday spirit on 34th Street as the professor and his alphabet block clowns spell it out for us. Macy's celebrates its 71st parade.
Happy birthday, Jen. I've done 11 of them, and that's the biggest thrill of my life next to working with you and Eddie Walker, my old radio partner.
Thank you very much, Willard.
We're waiting for Al. He's uptown. He's on his way. He's in Passaic, New Jersey, I understand. So he held onto a balloon. He'll be here. Don't worry about it. And, you know, it gets more exciting every year. I mean, just the best show in the world. We've got some guys and girls from Hagerstown. That's a neighborhood of mine, not too far away. The Hagerstown High School Band. They play patriotic and only the best, under the direction of Kurt Widman. And the Hub Band, as they're called, were Maryland State champs for the past 9 years. And I think we're about to find out why. They are fantastic.
All right, guys, who gets out?
Hi, this is Dennis James. You know, every now and then a piece of authoritative information comes out about weight control that actually and honestly gets you thinking. Now, this is a report from the Food and Nutrition Board of the National Research Council. Actually, what it says is a normal person has the best chance of having a healthy life if he stays at the weight he or she had at 25 years of age. So weight control is a lifetime goal. And that's why a sensibly nourishing breakfast, a breakfast like this, the Kellogg's Special K breakfast, can encourage you to eat sensibly at lunch and dinner and cut your whole day's calories. There are only 240 calories here, and all this is 99% fat-free. But it fortifies you with good quality protein first thing in the morning. So how about it? Get back to the weight you had as a 25-year-old, and then stay there, because that's the smart thing to do for the rest of your life. Maintain the weight of a 25-year-old. Try it soon, okay? Okay.
Throughout the summer, the beavers dine on fresh bark and leaves. But with food cached away, and with a network of channels providing easy access to the surrounding willows, the beaver family is admirably prepared for 6 months of winter.
Is mistaken for the maid by Matthew Perry's waspy parents who show up for surprise visits.
You should have told them.
I wanted to do it in person, okay? Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Well, here's your big chance.
Actually, I found the lovers more attractive and fresher than any of their adventures in this sitcom. I liked them individually as characters, but thought of the truly bright writing of, say, the romance in Jerry Maguire, and found Fools Rush In wanting by comparison. It wasn't written as smart. This is a mixed review, but I was as disappointed as much as I was entertained by Fools Rush In.
I know what you're talking about, and yet I'm giving it thumbs up because the two of them were charming, and also because I like the families. I like the two mothers in particular, especially the Mexican mother, who has a lot of common sense on her side. And I also enjoyed the Salma Hayek
the other Mother
performance.
Roger
We've only
is
seen
standard
her...
waspy stuff, really.
Okay. I also enjoyed the Salma Hayek performance. We've seen her before only really in action pictures like Desperado and From Dusk to Dawn. I didn't know she could do anything other than fire a machine gun and jump out of speeding cars. And here, she is very funny with good comic timing and a lot of warmth. And it sold the whole thing to me. As far as I was concerned, it worked as a romance.
This is where I think we differ sometimes, and I get frustrated with you as you were frustrated with me a little while ago, and that is I think you're too easy on this picture. You know what I'm talking about. Jerry Maguire, obviously one of the best films of the year, written smart.
There's a continuum here. Jerry Maguire is here. Fools Rush In is here. It's still good enough to see.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend it.
Darn Cat is here.
Darn Cat is subterranean.
Come on.
When we come back, David Arquette and Lucas Haas star in Johns. And we have a new system of reviewing movies. In addition to thumbs, you've seen it invented today by Roger. Here, here, and here.
Anniversary celebration.
We've been expecting you.
Yes, it's become quite a habit.
Welcome to the party.
How are you, Will?
Fine. Come on in.
Don't be bothered by the cameras.
The talk and toasts run to romance and marriage and children. The presence of the camera is no inhibition.
Aha, let's drink to the children.
It's children that matter most in the world.
Yes, there's nothing to beat them.
But children must have ambition.
Attention. Today is an important day. It's 5 years since... How shall I put it? Two hearts beat as one, living side by side in sadness and joy. This is a day to celebrate. Let there be peace on earth and joy. Let's all rejoice and be happy.
Please, and let's meet every year.
Let's meet at least twice a year. Do help yourselves.
Good health, happiness, and a son.
Cheers. Peace and prosperity.
It's her first offense. She's got a good character reference. She's considered a good worker, who's diligent and conscientious. There are no complaints about her at work. I ask you to consider the character of my defendant. Do not imprison her, but let her work on at the hospital and undergo correction there. I submit, comrades, that this would be correct, fair, and in accord.
In Mickey and Maude, the new comedy, Dudley Moore has a problem. He's a bigamist, and both of his wives, Anne Reinking and Amy Irving, are pregnant by him. Mickey and Maude is one of 4 new holiday films we'll be reviewing this week on At the Movies, the movie review program. I'm Gene Siskel, film critic of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert, film critic of the Chicago Sun-Times. In addition to Mickey and Maude, which reunites Dudley Moore with Blake Edwards, the man who directed him in 10, we'll also be reviewing Birdie, the story of a friendship that survives madness in the Vietnam War, and A Passage to India, which is the first film by David Lean in 15 years since he made Ryan's Daughter. First, Gene starts with a gangster comedy named Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously is one of those comedies where it looks like everyone had a lot of laughs filming it, but we sit there in the audience and never crack a smile once. It would like to be a parody of a 30s gangster movie, but all the jokes are modern here. They all come right on top of another, and they aren't funny. Michael Keaton, the young comic from Night Shift and Mr. Mom, stars as Johnny Dangerously, a good kid turned mobster to help pay for his mother's many, many operations. There's a cute idea there. It's not very well executed. Here's how Johnny tries to pick up a floozy, played by Mary Lou Henner.
Hey, who's the name?
2, 3, 4. Oh no.
Tap into the beat of more than 50 mini-games. Rhythm Heaven, rated E for everyone. Now on Nintendo DSi.
Disney's Aladdin 2-disc special edition, rated G, for the first time on Disney DVD. Made you look. Today.
It's showtime! Here come the people, Marty! Oh, I love the people!
Madagascar's on DVD, and we're definitely getting it at Walmart. They have the best prices.
This could be the best thing that's ever happened to us!
After we saw Madagascar...
Cute and cuddly, boys.
The kids were acting out the parts.
The penguins were mischievous.
You didn't see anything.
They love the movie.
This is the life.
Smile and wave, boys.
Get Madagascar or the Walmart exclusive 2-pack with the Penguins Whacked Out Holiday DVD, available Tuesday. Rated E.
ワードプレイングバトル。バトルはコマンド選択式3声で行われるぞ。注目はこのワードスロットだ。スロットをタイミングよく止め、技を繰り出せ。ワードの組み合わせ方は自由だ。スロットをうまく止めることができれば、コミックのギャグが実際にゲームで再現するぞ。
Over $100,000 bowling. And in his career, Ernest Schlegel, whom we're looking now, is over the $600,000 mark. Deliberate style, sometimes finding trouble in pulling the trigger.
Well, by PBA rules, Chris, he has 15 seconds in which to initiate a shot from the time he steps on the approach.
Wanted that double to take a bigger lead, so he'll have to cross lane and knock down the 10 pin on the right side.
Schlegel, with good technique, tries to play the extreme outside line on the right-hand lane, leaves what we call the soft 10. See the ball not quite finishing. Watch the action of the 6 pin, the 2nd pin on the right-hand part of your screen. Doesn't quite knock out the 10 pin. Schlegel up, easy spare.
All right, earlier we had an opportunity to ask Ernie why he does so well at his age.
Well, I've kept myself in great physical shape, and with all the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, it's made the game a lot easier. I don't fight the game as much, and to me, bowling's a hobby now. It's not a living.
Okay. Could be a very lucrative hobby here today if he can go all the way. All right. Ernie Schlegel going against 16-time winner Wayne Webb here at Pinole Valley Lanes near San Francisco. Carol. Carol.
Now back to our show on techtv.
When training to be martial arts expert, the word
4 o'clock pop, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock pop, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock pop. We're gonna pop around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna pop around the clock tonight. We're gonna
new Tide Pods Plus Febreze, a 4-in-1 detergent that cleans, brightens, and fights stains, now with 24-hour freshness.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
No, we'll go to this size bowl.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we're going up. Okay.
Right.
Just like new again.
Yeah, it'll fly.
This is the real recovery work here.
It'll fly.
You bet it'll fly.
By the time the rudder is ready to be hoisted back into place, the project has taken 5 weeks, far longer than Daryl's original forecast.
Why don't you give me that, the bowl? Is that the correct one up there? Yep.
But the sun is now back, and people's spirits have lifted again.
All right.
Beautiful.
Stick a bolt in there and I'll wiggle it around. All right, can you tap it in? Watch on what try to do now. Well, you see the flange in front? It's got to be straight with this. I see the flange in front very well. I mean in the back of the flange. See, it's a flat spot? Yeah, I see the flat spot. Well, it isn't lined up. Oh, it isn't? It's going. Yeah, it is. Hold it right there. That's it. Well, it fell in.
Are you crying? Are you so happy with those tears of joy?
You got it.
The weeks of work are paying off. The rudder's been fitted, and 4 new engines are in place. The last major job is the propellers.
The propellers came out of the prop shop in Tucson, and they've been overhauled, but they haven't been final assembled yet. We'll put those together and hang them on. But I don't anticipate any problem with that. I've done that before, and they usually go together pretty easy. These are awful big propellers, so the biggest I've ever dealt with.
What happened?
Okay.
Riblets, juicy tender riblets, all you can eat riblets. Smoke 'em up, pop 'em down, eat 'em up, have some more. All you can eat riblets. Round 'em up and head off to Applebee's for our all you can eat riblet roundup while it lasts. For a taste as American as Applebee's. Yeah!
Close that. Let's come back in and open a new file. Let's try that one right there. There we go. Excellent, excellent. Let's go through. Let's print that out just to show you the quality in black and white. Now, obviously, it takes about 5 minutes. Let's say 4 minutes to print a really good color page. Let's go in and print just a simple black and white printer. Let's just make sure. Print. Tell it okay. There we go. Print. Print. There it is. And tell it. All right. Now printing. Just to show you the quality of this, because a lot of times you're just going to be doing documents, but there is the software level of. Okay. Getting ready to go. Oh, printer is offline. It just told me printer is offline. Very simply, I go over and it wouldn't be a computer show. There we go. Aha.
Printing started.
Hear that? Printing has started. All right. Gonna load the next sheet in. There she goes. Excellent. Now let me just open this up. I don't know if we can get a shot in here. Kind of close. You'll see this. Okay. You'll see this printing off as we go to Donna from Massachusetts. Hi, Donna. How you doing?
Good, Steve. How are you?
Doing very well. Once I turn the blasted printer on, I'm doing much better. Thank you. But are you as impressed as I am? The printer talks to you. The printer has a great conversation with you to tell you what's going on. Plus, you get that software that comes up that tells you whether or not your ink cartridges are full or empty.
That's great. That's absolutely wonderful.
And you know what? If you notice the screen right there, Donna?
Yep.
we are absolutely almost out of ink on both of those cartridges.
There's a bomb on this bus!
You drive. Yum.
You gotta keep this thing above 50, or it's gotta blow!
Is this the beginning of the end, or just the end of the beginning? Stay tuned for more seriously rough stuff from your Yo-Go Gorilla Mix.
If there was a milkier chocolate with no artificial ingredients, and it came in portion-controlled fingers, you could give them a chocolatey treat now and then, couldn't you? Milky Way Children's Chocolate. Now there's a milkier way.
Meet Aristotle, dine food critic and seafood connoisseur. Aristotle will only settle for the very best. So for him, Dine has created 3 new 100% fish dishes of unsurpassed quality. Wouldn't your cat rather dine than eat?
With NIB, you're able to choose the doctor you prefer and trust. Doctor of
I've said a dozen times on this show over the years how much I hate Roger Moore's James Bond. I feel like I'm watching an imposter filling in for Sean Connery, our guest spy tonight, Roger Moore. And what I object to in A View to a Kill, the latest Moore Bond film, is that Moore just seems to be waltzing through this picture. No emotion, no joy, just a few disdainful smiles. On to the next scene, give me the paycheck.
Buddy, I want to talk to you.
Captain, if you can get through to Howe's office, you'll find him dead.
Yeah, we found him, and we found this gun. This yours?
Yes, thanks.
Turn around.
Look, Captain, if you check with Chuck Lee of the CIA, he'll inform you who I am.
We found his body in Chinatown.
What?
You're under arrest.
Wait a minute. This is James Stock of the London Financial Times.
Well, actually, Captain, I'm with the British Secret Service. The name is Bond. James Bond.
Is he?
Are you?
Yes.
And I'm Dick Tracy, and you're still under arrest.
Now, where did he get that hose? I don't know. I thought he was, up against there and turned around. Clever man, isn't he? He knocked him down with the water hose. That was exciting, wasn't it? The Dead End Kids were more exciting than that. Now, I've recently read where Albert Broccoli, the producer of the James Bond series, says that he agrees with critics that Roger Moore may be a little long in the tooth to be playing James Bond, and they may get a new one. Well, that's what I've been saying for years and for years and for years.
Well, there will never be another Sean Connery, but we've discussed on this show before my theory that Roger Moore isn't that bad. What I'm beginning to feel now with this film and a couple of the others is we've probably had enough James Bond movies. I mean, it was a good idea, and it lasted a long time, 20 years, and it's such a formula now and so predictable that, frankly, I'm just not interested in one more villain, one more attempt to take over the world, one more pretty girl with a double meaning to her name. Right. I just don't care anymore.
Except that when a couple years ago they lured Connery out to make one more, we both gave it thumbs up. Well, because he can do it.
Connery has the magic. Last, but by no means least on my list of...
And I'm going to do the same to you.
That's Rutger Hauer as the hitchhiker. He turns into a Superman in this movie, able to be everywhere and know everything, and in this scene survives suicidal stunts.
Hi, kid.
I kind of wish they still made games for the Dreamcast. I don't understand how 2 years pass and the system still is as powerful as the newer generation systems that are on the market right now, yet nobody's made a game for it in ages.
you know what made the Dreamcast great, let's get to the countdown. We begin with a title that proved country club members aren't the only ones who can enjoy a little racket action. At number 10 is Virtua Tennis.
Virtua Tennis is a fantastic game. It's basically simplicity defined. You know, it's you just move the joystick, press one button. It's about as simple as tennis is itself and just as complex.
Usually tennis games were kind of limited in terms of movement around the court, but with Virtua Tennis, it's not like a basic Pong type game or a ping pong type game. I mean, it actually required a great degree of skill.
That was like the very first tennis game that I played that was actually realistic. The player models looked really real. The speed for the game was just right, you know, it seemed really realistic.
Virtua Tennis is by far the best tennis game I've ever played, genre breaker.
While Virtua Tennis helped take you off the couch and onto the court, our next game helped bring the arcade to your living room, which inevitably put your ass right back on the couch. For that faction of the population who enjoys hunting the undead, House of the Dead 2 is for you.
House of the Dead 2 is a funny shooting game. I think the thing that I remember most about House of the Dead 2 are these kind of ridiculous voice acting.
Please be safe, G.
Coming up next, these champs are tackling, training, and slam dunking. The Jersey Marathon continues, part of Extra Helpings Weekends.
Another Nick Click Pick is on the way after we hurry back to Eddie McDowell.
That was an all-new episode of 100D for Eddie McDowell. Our two teams are taking a little break from their Double Dare 2000 game. So, Mark, can you give us another update?
Yeah, we're still tied, taking a little bit of a break, but let's get a little commentary. How do you think you guys are going to do?
I think that we still got another chance and that we're better than the red team.
You think they're better than the red team? How about you guys? How do you feel? You will never beat us, and we rule, and we're the best. Oh, the red team says they're the best. All right, break time is over. Get that gum in your mouth. On your mark. Get set, go!
Wow, just watching them works up my appetite. Good thing your number 2 Nick Click Pick is for favorite Super Bowl snack. Online at nick.com, your choices were potato chips, pizza, popcorn, and guacamole. Your number 2 Nick Click Pick is pizza! Yeah!
We're live at the Snick House where Lindsay warms up to order the Super Bowl snack of choice, pizza. Will it be pepperoni or will it be sausage?
I need 6 large pies. 3 pepperoni.
3 pepperoni.
3 sausage.
3 sausage.
Unbelievable! She split the difference.
You got it.
Holy cow, look at that fast execution of a perfect play. There's the knock, the handoff, and...
Dennis, go on.
The pass.
That was tasty, huh, Mark?
Absolutely.
Now, after my Super Bowl parties, my house is like always a mess. And now let's go back to someone who knows all about messes. Hey, Jason Harris, tell us what's up with Double Dare 2000's new slopsicle course.
Thank you, Nick. Abigail here is a great sport. She's helping us test out some of the stunts in the Double Dare 2000 slopsicle course. She's ready to run again, right?
Right.
Good for you. On your mark, get set, and go! Run that course again. Yes, send it down. Grab that flag right there. That's it. She's getting good at it. Okay, there's the big nose. You know what you gotta do. You gotta, oh, yes, yes. You gotta pick that nose. You gotta pick that nose and find that flag, and you did it. Run over to the banana. This is our big banana right here, and she's digging through it. She's digging through it to find the flag, and she did it. She did it. Good for you, Abigail. Good job. Let's bring her a special prize, shall we? Goose. A big bottle of goose for you. That's all from us, folks. Nick, why don't you take it right back?
All right, thanks, Jason. Sounds like one more way to get messy. Coming up later, someone you chose online for our Snick Stick is gonna get slimed. So stick around and find out who it is, all right?
Delicious! Patty, Very tasty.
They're here.
Who's here?
Ghosts. Our town chocolate cereal. It's haunted. Yummy marshmallow ghosts.
Scary bats and spooky ghost marshmallows are haunting all the monster cereals. They're the ghostly part of this complete breakfast.
肉に野菜、肉野菜だったよね、母さん。
違うわよ。野菜、肉、野菜でしょ。野菜とタレよ。エバラ焼肉のタレ。エバラ、じゃあステーキね。ハンバーグ？どっちなのよ。肉ならどっちでもいい。はっきりしなさい、はっきり。
エバラステーキソース、ハンバーグソース。新発売。
不動明伝証書に伝わる50に上る呪術と武器で三方後人の復活を阻め。お前にできるか。天下初の3メガビット不動明王伝台頭。
着物を着て漫画を描くとアイデアが出そうになるはずなんだけどな。ありきたりは嫌だからこんなお茶目なメニューが好き。うん。できたわよ。あ、えい。 You'll break this antique. Anita?
Yes.
Which antique did I save?
You saved the kerosene lamp, the red kerosene lamp on the other side there.
Yes.
Made out of the Ripple wine bottle.
Yes, very rare. Richard agrees and Betty agrees.
Yes.
Nobody differs. Okay.
Nobody differs.
Richard, how many antiques were broken in the fight, total? In the fight?
On a chair, there were 2 glass objects that went al smasho. The table went, and 4. Okay. Oh, and on one chair he smacked 5. A bar stool, yeah, 5 things he broke.
And Anita agrees.
I agree with that.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
you may go, Henry. Just wildly, I'd say it's more than 5. I'd guess around 7 things.
Okay, fine.
I'll split the difference and say 6. Why not?
Believe it or not, this is what actually does occur in real trials. You see this quite pronounced difference of opinion among witnesses who are perfectly honest and willing to tell the truth. Now we're going to bring our suspects back on stage and check your answers with their help. They are, of course, professional movie stuntmen Charles Picerni and Victor Paul. Here they are.
Great.
And they're very good actors, too, right? That's part of being a good stuntman, you know. Victor is the shorter of the two here.
That was the first question. What was the first man's name, and was he identified?
Yes. And we have a very clear identification, VIC, right there on his uniform.
Well, his alias is Sam. I could have sworn.
I thought it said
there was no
VIP.
Sam, as was testified in this courtroom, Your Honor. Another outburst like that, and I'll clear my throat. And so I guess you did get the... what was the... Oh, the shorter, right. Okay, the rest of you were right. The second question.
The second question was what was broken first in the fight? And the answer was the chair.
Yes. Chair. Okay, they were all right on that one.
Okay, the third question was which antique did I save? And the answer was the lamp.
Apparently they all agreed on that.
Okay. And the fourth question, how many antiques were broken in the fight? The answer is 5, the captain's chair, the clerical chair, the table, and the 2 oil lamps.
Then I'm allowed Sam then, because I said 5, didn't I?
But you're not allowed Sam.
Oh, all right.
Okay, we had 1 right and 2 wrongs on that. Now what